my folder. Okay. All right. Okay. Looks like recording on everything here. Pull up YouTube and Twitch. If we're doing okay. Don't see anything on YouTube yet, but it's always a little delayed. There it is. Talk a little bit, I guess. Talk a little bit, I guess. Okay, I can hear myself on Twitch. Talk a little bit, I guess. And on YouTube. Alright, we are good. Okay. I think just not hearing anything. Oh, it's just quiet right now. Weren't any crows talking at the time. Alright, that's funny. Alright, I think we're okay. And I'm recording on everything. I think we are good to go. I think I have everything fired up and ready. Alright, that's it. Okay, what's up guys? The Blue Titan here, back with another episode of Darkest Dungeon. So the last time we were here, we had few interesting situations happen to us, right? In some ways it felt a bit rough, and in some other ways it actually felt pretty good because we ended up with some decent items overall. It's kind of funny here. Oh, hold on a second here. I'm getting some weird artifacting over here on YouTube. I should probably check that before we get going. It says, error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain the stream. Open widget. Never used that before. I don't see any issues over in Twitch. The deal is with this, hold on. Huh. I don't know. Oh, that's back. All right. Well, it went away, so I guess we're okay. Yeah, so it looks like this error is more of a function of my network. That might just be my internet, my ISP. I would not doubt that, though. I've had some issues with them in the past, so we're just gonna press through it. It's fine. Anyway, so might have to just kind of mentally reset and say that again, like I normally just go right into it, and I kind of got derailed there. So anyway, I'll start again. What's up guys? The Blue Titan here, back with another episode of Darkest Dungeon. So the last time we were here, we had a very interesting situation happen to us, right? In some ways it felt almost like we lost. We had kind of a rough situation. We went in and we actually had to fail and retreat from 2 missions. But one of the things this game teaches you is that failure is not necessarily true failure. Sometimes you actually have to take a calculated retreat and accept the fact that a loss is actually probably the best case scenario, because you might actually be able to escape with your tail between your legs and actually still keep your guys around. But one of our missions was supposed to be a long one, right? And instead of it being a long one, we actually only made it to like 4 or 5 rooms, and then we had to go back home. It was a rough one. We had a weird situation where we got flipped around because of an ambush, got hit by multiple different it was the mosquitoes, right? We got hit by multiple different stress effects, and then it just snowballed. Had a bunch of zero leveled guys anyways, resolve level wise. So honestly, we weren't really too set up for that fight anyway. So that was tough. And then we immediately bounced back at another mission, had to dodge that one too. But we dodged it despite us not wanting to, right? Because we had just had a setback in the previous one. The second one, we were like, okay, we can't dodge this one, but we did it anyway because we got really lucky at the very beginning, because we found a treasure room at the very start of the mission, followed by a shambler. So we fought the shambler, beat the shambler, and it was like, well, I mean, we aren't going to beat this mission if we press forward. We're going to lose. But we can leave now and still feel pretty good about it, because we got 2 trapezohedrons, and we got
the final one of the 3 heads that we needed to finish our collection here. Now we actually have Junia's head, which is crazy because I can't imagine having all 3 of these this early. It's crazy that we got all 3 of these. And then we also got the Ancestor's Candle from beating the Shambler, which I think is a great item. So I was very happy with that, despite the fact that we had to leave. So yeah, it was a strange situation. I didn't expect to have to dodge that early. And have 2 setbacks in a row, but despite the fact that we had what was like 3 or 4 missions we played, and 2 of them I had to leave and I had to just run, and we had to kind of get out of there because we knew that it was probably going to wipe us if we did not do that. I still feel like it was successful. Yesterday was a very successful day in terms of playing, and those weeks that we played, despite the fact that we left, we walked out of there with some good items, and we didn't really lose much in the way of resources or people. In fact, I don't even know if we lost a person. I don't think we did. I mean, it felt horrible, but we walked out with some good stuff. We got the Martyr Seal last week. I guess last week. I mean, in-game now. Before I was talking about yesterday as in real life. But now, in the game, the last few weeks of in-game play, yesterday's play, we got the Martyr Seal, we got Junia's head, we picked up the Ancestor's Candle. I mean, these are some... We also picked up the Broken Key, but we just bought that. But these are some solid, serviceable long-term items. So, I'm very happy with the items we walked out of there, despite the fact that we didn't have anything... in terms of just large amounts of resources, we're a little low on money. And that's where we're probably going to be turning our focus here for today, is we're going to be trying to gather some resources. I think it's going to be about grinding some resources. I might beat some bosses if I see anything. Like, I'm going to kind of spoil this ahead of time. I looked just a second ago before I started to kind of see what the landscape looked like for what enemies and items we had ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to spend 40 minutes assessing like I normally do, which I enjoy doing, but I also started to realize maybe I might take a second to look at it a little and get a little prepared for the first week if I can every episode. But anyway, that's a lot of the behind the scenes. So let's take a look and see, what we have this week and what we kind of are thinking about doing. So I took a quick look at what's out here, and I'm thinking I might go and fight a new boss that just spawned here. So the Sodden Crew. In my estimation, I think, this is my guess, I think the Sodden Crew is kind of based off of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I really do feel like it feels very similar, because if my memory serves, it's like a crew of like 5 or 6 skeleton dudes that are like on a big boat. Which would probably mean that they're not Eldritch. They're probably unholy. Which is actually great because I was thinking about using the Crusader for his stun abilities. He might actually. Oh yeah, I actually have Smite unlocked. I might. And Holy Lance. Well, I've kind of got my bases covered unintentionally. I wasn't thinking about him being unholy. He might be unholy, but again, I don't know if bosses in this game can be 2 types. He might be unholy and Eldritch. I don't know how that... I don't want to look it up. But anyway, either way, I'm going to talk about what I was thinking. So I'm thinking about going to this location. We'll briefly talk about the other locations, but I'm thinking this is where I want to go. So I'm thinking about going to do the Sodden Crew because we've got a decent amount of guys that are level 2 now. They're at the max level that they can do green missions. Right? And that's kind of what I was talking about when I said I like to build up a critical mass of guys so we can just tackle multiple bosses and have the most efficient teams we can in order to go out there. Early game, gather some resources, and not just attack every boss when we see them, but instead attack them in a way that makes sense with like the crew and the people who we have ready to do it. So looking at this team, or the people that we have out here, we have a lot of folks that would actually do well. A lot of people on our team that would do well at this location. It'd be ideal to bring people that had a bunch of abilities that actually used Blight. And we do have a few people who can do Blight here. We can use the Abomination for Blight, and we can use the Grave Robber for Blight. So that's kind of why I've got priests set up here. No guarantees this is who we bring, but I'm feeling pretty strong about it. But this location, though, the Sodden Crew, I mean, this location's full of people that are weak against Blight. So my thinking is bring a crew that can deal with, enemies that have high bleed resist or just high base armor, stuff like that, and then also bring us a crew of guys that can move themselves, because I don't remember exactly, but I think the Sodden Crew has some Anchorman guy, and I don't know if he pulls people, but I know there's like a little Anchorman guy. He's kind of like Wilbur. I haven't played in a while, but I just see Wilbur sticks out in my brain. His name is so absurd that I remembered it. I mean, it's been years since I've really fought against him, but I know he had a pig named Wilbur. Like, there's a little dude that helps him. But anyway, I think it's kind of a similar minigame. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it's like a little guy and like a big guy. So I think the Anchorman is his name. Something tells me it's the Anchorman. Maybe I'm just like being overridden by the movie with Will Ferrell, and my brain's trying to remember something else from my past. But I think he's the anchor man or anchor guy or the anchor. No, that wouldn't be the anchor guy. It doesn't sound very, accurate to the time and the feel of this game. So I think it's probably anchor. I don't know. But yeah, so looking at these different locations though, and talking about what we have here options wise. We can look. I want to just look at the items. That's all I'm going to really look at and talk about why I might want to go there or might not. So, item-wise, I am interested in going to any place that has a lot of deeds. I need to get some deeds. I need to build up my deeds because I'd like to increase the size of our roster again so I can actually have more people. I just like to have a critical mass of a lot of different resources, people to pull from to bring with us. And we're limited right now. We only have 17 people, which sounds like a lot because you can only bring a crew of 4, but... There's 17 people, but they're all of different levels. So it's not like you ever have access to all of them for every mission, Especially once they actually hit another tier like Reynold. Reynold can't even go with us. If I could, I'd bring Reynold right now, but he can't go with us because he's over leveled for this mission, for the green missions. So let's walk through and talk about this item. So the protective collar. So this is just for the Houndmaster, plus 12 dodge. Okay, minus 15% damage. It's not the worst. On a lot of characters, subtracting damage feels terrible. Like if I'm playing the leper, I don't want to subtract my damage because that's his whole thing. He deals an enormous amount of damage, and taking 12% off of a huge amount is a lot. But it's a little bit different with the Houndmaster. The Houndmaster deals very little flat damage if he's using the Hound's Harry, I think is the ability. Hound's Harry. That's the one that he attacks multiple people, right? Hound's Harry. Yeah, the other one's Hound's Rush. Hound's Harry hits a lot of people. It already has a damage modification of minus 75%. You're not really dealing damage with this ability. The reason you use this ability is because it stacks bleed. So if I was going to be using this item on him, I'd be using it because it'd be giving me 12 dodge, and I'd really not be giving up much in the way of damage on Hound's Harry. Because Hound's Harry does a lot of damage over time from bleed, and this doesn't minus the damage from the bleed. It doesn't make the bleed half of that deal worse. It does make the flat damage worse. Instead of dealing 75% off of normal base damage, as you're dealing, I guess the math is, you're only dealing 10% of your base damage and damage. So that usually equates to the difference between instead of dealing 1 or occasionally 2, maybe 3 if you crit to every enemy, you hit them all for 1. Which does matter, but then the bleed is the same. And then the trade-off is now you get 12 dodge. Now that's the question. Is 12 dodge really worth a lot? I think dodge is a pretty okay stat. It's not good by any stretch. I mean, you cannot argue that dodge is good. It feels good when it works, but you can't guarantee it. And there's a lot of just like rolling the dice alongside of it. Dodge in this game is not as incredible as you might think. I think the way it works is just like any other subtraction-based system. Whatever the accuracy of the ability is on, now you have to think about this backwards because it's going to be from the point of view of the enemy. Let's say my enemy has like 4 abilities, like these guys have 4 as well. If their ability has a 110% chance to hit, or maybe even a 45, or not 45, but like a 95% chance to hit, you subtract away your character's base dodge. And then that's the percentage chance that their ability will hit you. So if they have a 95% chance to hit, you subtract away 15 dodge, that is a 80% chance they're going to hit you. That's not that good. They're going to hit you. And adding 10 dodge to that, it matters over the course of a long mission, but it's not an enormous amount that you're dodging extra. It's a little bit, it is, but it really doesn't make as much of a difference in the short term. It's like a long-term investment because dodge starts to matter over the course of a lot of fights. A lot of fights. It's not going to really matter in the short term. You don't put, all your eggs in one basket and hope that dodge is going to get you out. So, I don't know. It's okay. You can have some pretty cool dodge comps. Don't get me wrong. If you run with like the Houndmaster, throw in an Antiquarian, start throwing Festering Vapors, this dude's just never going to get hit ever. And we saw one on the last mission because we gave the little oyster a dog treat. He got 25 base dodge. It mattered. It really did matter. An extra quarter of the time they don't hit, it did add up. But just a flat 15 is what that was, I think it was, or 12? Yeah, I think it was 12. A flat 12, it's okay, right? It does matter, but I don't think it's an enormous amount. To me, the problem with this item is that you're trading something okay for something okay. And you're thinking, it's a fair trade. You're trading something okay for something okay. Yes, but the problem is you're using an item slot to do that. right? The opportunity cost is I could be using another item that gives him something incredible for something really bad. And then we can optimize his build around minimizing that bad thing. As an example, I might have a character who has like we've been doing this a little bit with the not the arbalist, but the musketeer, right? Same class, different name. This character, we were giving her all these accuracy-focused things to make her accuracy go up. Well, why? Because she has this rabies steroid of a plus 15% damage. That's like a hidden extra item built into her kit. Would you wear an item on your character that drops her accuracy by 10 but increases her damage by 15%? No, because I'd have to use a slot for it. But I'm getting it for free. You'd be like, rabies is good? I think it is. Because if I can just give her an item that offsets that minus 10 accuracy, her base accuracy in her abilities is already 100%. She's going to hit a lot of the times. So you minus 10, and then she's only 90% accurate. Then you give her an item that increases her accuracy and increases her crit. I think rabies is a buff on her. I really do. So I think the weakness of this item, the protective collar, in my estimation, my opinion, is that it's not a different item. I don't think the trade of a value, 12 dodge and minus 15% damage, I don't think that's an unfair trade of stats. I just think I'd much rather have a more wild change of stats. Something that really changes the dynamic of what the character does. Something like, for example, the thing I would like to go after, which is the Berserker Mask, right? No, you're receiving way less healing. You're receiving less virtue chance. You're trading things for way more crit and faster attacks, right? So he's just going crazy berserk hitting things. I think this item is insane. I mean, I don't think it's the best item in the game, but I think it's a core lock, great defensible item on the leper until at least through the mid game, and we're kind of still at the early mid game, right? We haven't even got into the orange tier bosses or orange tier missions yet. So I think this is great. Now let's talk about the other items to kind of walk through these real fast. The longevity eye patch for the Man-at-Arms. Man, this guy just can't get a break. The Man-at-Arms is his entire thing is he's old. He's a veteran. He's old. Longevity eye patch, that's his name. It just feels like the guy that made the game just created a thesaurus and just looked up words that were similar to the word age or old and just slapped it on all of the items as a adjective. That's hilarious. All right, plus 15% max HP. It's fine. Right? Minus 2 speed. Would you rather have that? Now, to be fair, we're about to compare it to some good items. Would you rather have that on him, or would you rather just throw a Barristan's head and give him plus 25% protection? Or I guess a more fair comparison would be the Ancestor's Bottle, right? Plus 25% max HP instead of plus what? 15%? He gets a little extra stress. Sure, it matters a little. And then plus 50% food consumed. That's not a cost. I don't care about that at all. Food is like 25 gold, maybe 50 gold. And you could just bring extra. This is not an item we're interested in probably ever again. I mean, being completely frank, I don't think I could ever see using this again because we have the Ancestor's Bottle. I don't see why you'd use it. I mean, it does suck though. I do want those deeds. I really want those deeds. 5 deeds is a lot. The Dark Tambourine. We talked about this before. I mean, it came up, and then I kind of said, well, okay. And I kind of just let it go because I kind of misinterpreted what it said. I don't really like this item. Plus 12% Death's Blow resistance is a weird thing on a Jester, because the Jester's whole thing is dodging. So it's like, rather than double up on dodging, you're like splitting your focus. It's like, okay, I'm going to make you dodge, but I'm not going to max out on dodge. Instead, I'm going to give you Death's Blow, or Death's Door resistance. Or yeah, Death Blow resistance. Increase your resistance to dying on Death's Door. Let's just get that out. Exactly. I think it's interesting, but that's not the Jester's thing, right? There's a few classes that do that, but the Jester is more like a dodger guy. He tries to dodge, right? Am I crazy to think that does his Inspiring Tune increase dodge? I know it increases speed. I can't remember if it increases dodge. It's not like the Antiquarian. It's not the same class, so no, it doesn't increase your dodge. So I guess you could make the argument that it actually isn't a terrible thing on him because, you know, if you look at him in isolation, like in a vacuum, maybe. But I don't know. I still think that a better stat on a character like this, a character whose max HP is pretty low in the first place, he's only level 0, so it'd be better to compare him to another guy, like Constable, who's also level 0, who's got 25 base health. These guys that have low base health, I don't want them to have like Death's Door resistance. I would much rather have them have dodge because they're so low on health in the first place. I want them to not get hit where possible. Dodge every 5th attack. I don't know. The Dark Tambourine's also weird too because it requires you to like kind of play below the torch level of 26. So you want, essentially what they're saying is in the bottom quarter of the torch it is literally a quartile system, right? You've got the top quartile, the top middle, the bottom middle, and then the bottom quartiles, right? Whenever the torch is in the bottom 1/4 of light, whenever it's about to go out, then this item turns on. Okay, cool, but I want the offset to be worth it, right? Because if I'm trading light levels, there's the unspoken downside that's going on the whole time when you use this item. And that is, well, first off, I have to have an entire different team of items. All of my items have to add up to it. You can't just start running these items casually. You have to have a critical mass of these whenever the torch is below a certain amount, it's worth doing it kind of items before you even want to think about this. But I just think that the payoff in this is not that great. It is interesting to see that the virtue chance goes up instead of down. They kind of flip that script, whereas usually you lose virtue chance. So this item is very like clutch and cool. You know, you might virtue out or whatever and stay alive or whatever. But there's also this serious downside though, because there's this, you're getting less stress and your virtue chance goes up. That's almost like anti-synergistic, right? It's like, I want my guy to go virtue, but I also don't want to get stressed. It is better, to be frank though, or to be clear here, once you actually do hit virtue, right? Because once you do hit that virtue, then you don't get any more stress, and you've now hit, you know, you've virtued out, your guy hit, and then it dropped his stress back down to maybe 65 or whatever it is, because they lose some stress once they hit the virtue. And then from then on for the rest of the mission has, you know, less stress because the torch is low. So there is some value in it. I don't think the Dark Tamborine's a bad item. I think it's solid. If you're playing torchless, which is a term I learned online, means like when you play without the torch, which makes sense, but I think it's cool. I just don't think it's incredible. I think like Hell's Hairpin is leagues above this item, right? But again, I'm now comparing apples to apples because they're both legendary, I guess rather very rare items that are hyper focused on the torchlight level being low. So that is a fair comparison. I do want to go and do the Wizen tag, but I'm just not really interested in these items. I mean, I am interested in those deeds. I've said that before. I want the deeds, but I don't want to go do it and get the Dark Tambourine. I won't use that right away. Whereas if we go and do this and get the Berserker Mask, I would use that right now. I will use the Berserker Mask for the rest of the game if we have a leopard. All right, over here we've got the Wrathful Bandana. I've already explained, I think this is literally the same item as the Musketeer's hat. There's like a Wrathful hat or something that's a very similar thing. I think they literally have all the same items. They just have different texture, which is kind of funny. But I like this item. Plus 25% damage in position 4. This character's already doing an enormous amount of damage. You stack that on top of rabies, and not that this character always has rabies. It makes me sound like I'm saying that the Musketeer always has rabies. And our Musketeer would never be able to use this anyway, because this is technically a different item. It's for the Arbalist. But it is the same item and function. But if I had the Wrathful Hat, I think is what it's called, the same item, but for the Musketeer, you can see why plus 15% damage off of the rabies, plus 25% damage off of this. Then you add in that Sniper's Ring that returns the accuracy if she's in position 4. Suddenly she's hitting for normal accuracy and having an extra steroid of plus 40%. It can add up, especially because her base damages are pretty high. Like, we've seen her go in there, just casually shoot somebody, just hit them for 15, you know, at level 0. Like, just crazy amounts of damage. Well, not level 0, but, you know, like, higher damage than everybody else, for sure. Like, 40% higher, it seems like. I am really interested in going because of those deeds, though. That's irritating. I do want those deeds. The thing about it is you got to remember that we're not guaranteed to get this. The reason why there's this Wrathful Bandana, a very rare item on a non-boss based mission, is because it's a veteran mission and it's long. This is by and large the most challenging mission that we've seen roll, right? That's not boss related. You add on top of that, there's a chance we could run into the thing from the stars. You add on top of that, if that thing from the stars is going to be leveled between... He's going to be leveled to the veteran level. He's going to be harder than the thing from the stars we've seen so far. We have no business doing this mission. For that same reason, we would not want to be doing the Swine Prince right now. Well, not for the same reason, but from the fact that we have the Warrens having the thing from the stars be there, not that level of difficulty. So while I would like to go here and do the Swine Prince, I've hinted at it multiple times, it's something I'm interested in kind of building up to be. We just haven't had the things lined up right, because the thing from the stars being there makes it more challenging. But in addition to that, the item he rolled this time, this Hero's Ring, plus 25% virtue chance, I'm just not interested in this item. If it's at like plus 40%, maybe plus 50%, at some point it's like, well, good grief, just give it to him. Yes, that's my argument. I don't think it's very easy to argue that I would ever want to use an item that increased your virtue chance unless the item had other great effects in addition to that. Because virtue is a thing that you're happy happens when it does, but you don't want to build around it because the payoff is good, but you're essentially using 2 items that don't do anything, or 2 trinkets. You're slotting 2 trinkets on your guy that don't do anything until they do become virtuous. And if they don't become virtuous, you've literally slotted 2 items that did literal nothing, stressed your guy out for no reason, functionally. I don't know. Maybe it's a high risk reward thing, high risk high reward thing. I haven't really like tried it yet to see, but I'm just not that impressed by it so far from what I've seen. Speedstone, we already have this. We want the deeds, but it is what it is. I saw this a minute ago before I started the stream. I came over here and I was like, what is this item? I've never even heard of this. The Profane Scroll. So this is an item, a rare item for the Vestal only, that increases her healing when she's in slot 2. Increases her damage when she's in slot 2. Well, she can be in any position. Plus 10% protection if in slot 2. And then plus 15% stress, which is like whatever. Especially on the characters I've said before. I still gotta look this up, but I'm pretty sure the Vestal actually has a higher chance of virtuing. This is an interesting item. This has the same heal as the extra heal buff as the Sacred Scroll. You put these items together, and suddenly she's team healing people for an enormous amount, right? That's kind of nuts. It also increases your damage, which is kind of funny. I don't know. It's weird, too, because this item decreases your damage by 33%. This one increases it by 15%. It's like, why in the world is this one the same heal buff? This one decreases her damage by 33%, but it's very rare, and this one increases her damage. This decreases her stress by 10%, I guess. This increases her stress by 15%. Is that really worth a very rare slot, though? Minus 10% stun skill chance is all bad. Plus 10%. You know what? Now that I compare it to the Profane Scroll, I'm not even sure if the Sacred Scroll really is that good. It almost makes me feel like this should probably be like plus 50% healing based off of the fact that if you're assuming you're considering the Profane Scroll to be fairly slotted as a rare, this being very rare is wild to me. Because they have this, you can essentially, I want you to just imagine you remove the healing from the item entirely, off both items. Plus 15% damage, plus 10% protection. Minus 33% damage, minus 10% stun chance. You are literally trading 2 bad things on this one for 2 good things on this one, 1 good thing on this one for 1 good thing on that one. Or I guess 1 bad thing on this one, right? This thing, besides the healing, has 2 good stats and then a bad stress. This has 2 good stats and then a bad damage. Yeah, this is wild to me. I really do believe that the Sacred Scroll is actually maybe worse than the Profane Scroll. There is a very serious thing to consider, though, right? If I'm using the Profane Scroll, my character must be in slot 2, which completely shuts off 2 of those abilities if she gets moved or she can't be in that slot. Additionally, she has to be in slot 2, which means she can't use the regular heal. Divine Grace can't be used, but Divine Comfort can. This is what you use most of the time, but this would not be able to be used in a pinch. I guess that is a cost. So maybe it's not as just better than I was thinking. Interesting. I don't know. Huh. Profane Scroll's an interesting item, though. It'd be nice to get that and play around with it. But yeah, you can kind of see, like, item-wise, I'm not super excited about any of these items other than maybe here I like the Berserk Mask, and I think this is what we're going to go for. Looking at whatever else is out here, things that we need to think about, all of our teammates that need to be de-stressed are already out there doing their thing. If I could redo this, I'd probably just have to let Estini go, because, you know, she didn't really have incredible rolls on her abilities anyway. I think Misses the Spot's fine. It's not incredible. I think Faithless is great. Like, great. It's good. You know, it's a non-battle based, you know, quirk. Slow Draw is not great on a lot of classes, but I weirdly think it's actually good on a healer. Because if I literally use her as only a healer, her going last every single fight, every round, is great. Right? Now, she's not going last in every round. Right? She's not going last every round. She's only going to last the first round. But follow me in the most extreme case. If she had slow reflexes or whatever, and she had slower movement in general, it wouldn't be bad. Because she'd always go last, and she'd have the last word, and she'd be able to heal everybody on the team at the end of every round, so that way the next round, whenever it started, nobody would just die from being bled out immediately. I actually think there's some utility in having your healer go last. I'm actually okay with that. So keeping her around is not terrible. I could see locking all of these bad abilities and not really caring. I don't like any of these good abilities, though. Manslayer doesn't really make a lot of sense. She's mostly a healer. I'd much rather roll something that was good for healing. There's like this one stat, I think we have it on our... Weirdly, I believe we rolled it on him. One of these two guys. Hippocratic, this one. Plus 20% healing skills. That's like a requirement. If you know, that's like the... As far as I've seen it, that's the only thing on a Vestal that you just need. Like the only thing that you want, and if you don't have it, you just feel bad until you get it. Otherwise, I don't think we really have anything we need to worry about. I think we can just get in there, and then we're going to go try to fight the Sodden crew. And I'm going to talk about like why I picked the comp that I did. Memory serves, I think the Sodden crew is like a bigger enemy. He at least takes up 2 slots. Do enemies take up 3? I feel like he has 2. Either that or the Anchorman takes up 2. And I think the Anchorman only takes up 1, which would mean that he takes up like... No, the Swine Prince I think takes up 3, so I think the Sodden crew probably does as well. He's got, it's like a 3 slot and then a little 1 slot guy with him. Yeah, I think so. And if that's the case, yeah, if that's the case, then the Leper can hit, the Crusader can hit, the Abomination will actually serve an entire different role this round. We're going to talk about that in a second. We haven't seen what I'm about to do with him yet. And then the Grave Robber. The Grave Robber, admittedly, is just kind of here because she can hit for really hard amounts of damage off of a lunge. She's only level 0, but I didn't want to slot another person that was level 2 to go beat this boss due to the fact that I don't want to level up any of our other guys right now. I need some people with us so that when we go fight against the Swine Prince, we have some guys that are ready to be level 2. I'm thinking about this, and if I want to find this if I want to fight the Swine Prince right now, I would bring Ligonier, because again she has this this Skeet Shot ability that removes marks, and I know that's the mini game against the little Wilbur, because Wilbur will mark you. He'll be like tattletale on you and be like, go kill him, and then the big dumb Swine Prince will smash the person he tells you. Wilbur tells him to attack, and I'm not interested in that. I'm going to bring Sinless with us as well, because Sinless does enormous amounts of damage and bleed, and the Warrens is very susceptible to bleed. So that's 2. I'd like to bring Renee, because Renee also deals a lot of damage and bleed and can also smash him really quickly with Finale. Like, just use a bunch of Inspiring Tune things and suddenly just deal an enormous amount of damage and end the fight. And then I was also thinking about bringing, not the Man-at-Arms, what's his name? Where's he at here? Here we go. The Bounty Hunter, just not this one. I have another level 2. This guy, Bondeville. So we've kind of got a crew of 4 I'd like to bring when we go and fight against the. I guess I'll sort by level. We've kind of got a crew of 4 that I'd like to bring with us. Right now, if I could choose, it would probably be these 4. I'm also thinking about Carnet. I've actually kind of got a crew of 4. You know, if that's the case, I've got a crew of 5 I could bring with us right now. I've actually got 5 people who I could defensively bring to go fight against the. I have at least 4. Now it looks like, yeah, I have 5 guys I could bring with us pretty reasonably to go beat the Swine Prince. Maybe I actually bring another level 2 here. Who would I bring? Well, it can't be Bondeville. It has to be somebody in the back line, because I've already got 3 guys that are... I mean, one of these guys is almost it's kind of weird. It's like I've got 3 tanks up front, but as I'm going to explain here in a second, I'll explain now, just to tell you what's going on with the Abomination. I don't have any plans on switching him in forms this fight. For this mission, I'm going to have him run with the new items that we bought. We just bought this item, the Broken Key, plus 35% skill chance, or 35% stun skill chance. I'm going to give him that, and I'm going to give him the Padlock of Transference, plus 20% stun skill chance, and plus 20% blight skill chance. And I'm just going to have him puke on everybody, beast bile on everybody, and just manacles people. Because he's going to have like 150% chance to stun, and he's just going to be a stun bot this entire mission, and he can do that from slot 3. He can also beast bile from slot 3. And he can use Absolution to heal himself. He'll literally have 3 usable abilities this entire fight and never need to leave slot 3, so that's fine with me. The Leper. I'm bringing the Leper because I just want to be able to do an enormous amount of damage. I don't know what else to tell you. It's pretty straightforward on that one. Is there anything in particular I want to bring with them? We don't really need the stun resist and the blight resist and all that. This isn't so much... If I remember correctly, I don't think the Sodden crew stacks a bunch of bad things. I don't remember what the Sodden crew does, to be honest with you. I would much rather just have him guaranteed to hit. Because he has really low base accuracy. He only has 80% accuracy, so we're giving him an item that increases his accuracy by 10. So he's going to hit more often. That's really what we want. And then otherwise, I mean, I could even argue picking another accuracy item if we really wanted to. Maybe like this item, the Fortunate Amulet. You give him these 2, and suddenly he has 98% accuracy on his abilities instead. Although actually, that's probably bad. I think if we talked about this before, but I think in the game you can't get above 95% accuracy ever, so it might not be worth doing that. I think I might have said 98. I don't think you can get above 95% accuracy, and I think this gets him to 98, so they would literally forfeit part of its utility. So it might be actually worth picking a different item entirely here on him. Maybe something like an Ancestor's Candle, extra damage, extra speed, extra dodge. You can see doing that for sure. Or maybe just distance his head and have him just smash somebody. Maybe I'll do that. Just give him distance his head, have him just kill the guy outright. I don't think we really care so much about what the Crusader's rolling with. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have him be our primary stunner. I might give him a few abilities that have him deal extra stun. Like giving him the ability to stun is good, but I don't think I need him to be the primary stunner because we've got the Abomination, you know, doing stun better than he did, better than the Crusader did back when we used to run with the Dazzling Charm plus the Crusader Armlet? What is it? Crusader or Paralyzer's Crest, not even close. So here I'd probably just say to heck with it and just have him try to deal as much damage as possible. Maybe give him a Berserk Charm or something like that. Maybe an Ancestor's Candle. It's a little strange giving the Crusader all the damage abilities. Usually he's more of our tank. But the upside to this is this gives us two people that we can reliably deal a lot of damage to the boss with. And I also think having the Crusader, you know, be where he is allows us to kind of mitigate the downside of having some kind of a weird movement thing happen to us. Because if the... Where did he go? If the leper somehow gets surprised and put in the back, at least, you know, if they get all moved around, at least one of our two major damage dealer front guys can get up front really quickly with Holy Lance. And again, like I said, I don't know if the Sodden crew is unholy, but I really feel like they have to be. They can't be Eldritch, right? I mean, I guess they could be, but they're a Sodden, they're a dead crew of guys, right? My memory assures I'm pretty sure they're kind of like the undead crew from Pirates of the Caribbean, and he has two abilities that deal extra damage against Unholy. If I estimate this right, if I'm guessing correctly that they're Unholy, this is going to be great for us. That does leave the very last slot, and that's it. And when it comes to the last slot, as we just said a second ago, I'm kind of looking at this team. I have a little bit more choice than I actually thought when I first said this, because in the fourth slot, we're definitely going to have Ligonier, but Karnet could easily be our go-to. Well, let me think of it this way. Karnet is definitely not who we're bringing with us against the Sodden crew because he deals bleed. Deals lots of damage, but also removes the mark. Deals bleed, but also adds mark. We could do Bondeville, but Bondeville would be marking with nobody on the team that would be able to consume it. He'd be better with Ligonier. It might actually be better just to bring Renee here. Renee might be the go-to here. And just spam a bunch of battle ballads, and then we can make up for the fact that we don't have a healer by just bringing extra food, and we'll have stress taken care of, and then stuns taken care of. This is actually a pretty solid. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring Renee here. And I actually think this will be nice for us too, because we won't have to spend any money on upgrading abilities, because everybody's already level 2 on everything. That's good. Actually, we can't upgrade our abilities any further, can we? I did just upgrade this location. Oh. We can upgrade our skills one more time. We don't have the money to do that, but we could if we had it. Huh. Maybe I'll sell some items real quick here. Items I have duplicates of real quick. Try to make up some extra money and maybe at least sneak in a few upgrades. And a nice little extra thing before we get in there. I actually really like the Book of Relaxation, even though I have 2 of them. I really like it. I can never imagine needing more than 2, but even 1, I'm kind of like, do I need 1? I haven't used it. I could also just sell all these junk low-tier ones that we haven't really used. Notice how I was talking earlier, if I hold shift, you can see how I can't sell the Shieldbreaker only item. It won't let you do it, because it's an item you can only acquire from her visions, so it's protected. The game's built so that you can't sell it that way. I don't think you can get rid of it at all, which is good, you know, because if it's only acquirable through that would be a heck of a feels bad to sell the item that you can only get one way. I think it's a good design decision. Movestone. I'm going to sell Movestone. I do not like move skill chance removal. I don't care about this item at all. Extra protect. I think there's better ways of doing that. Extra bleed skill chance. That's arguable. I did use the Witch's Vial thing. The extra stun skill chance I think is real. Virtue skill chance. I don't see myself using that. Blight Charm. Well, who's even using Blight Charm? I don't think I care about this. The only character who I've actually ever really cared about removing the Blight skill with, there's two. One of them has this item, Blasphemous Vial, plus the Poisoned Herb. That's the Plague Doctor, has these two items if needed. And then we've got Absinthe if we really need Blight skill chance removal if we're using the Grave Robbery. I actually think I can drop this item too, the Blight skill, or the Blight Charm. I don't think we need that either. Disease Resist. Diseases are annoying, guys, but they're not so bad that like I'm like, oh, I just hate them. You know, you can just get rid of them. And they're actually not that expensive to get rid of, so I don't think I care about this either. Extra health is cool, I guess. It's not incredible, but it's fine. Stun skill chance is good. Stun stone is good. Although, I'll probably never use the stun stone ever, considering I've already got the Dazzling Charm, and it's just a strictly better version of that thing, and I haven't even been using that, so I can probably get rid of this, too. Stun Charm. This is the one that protects you from stun. It's not plus 20% stun skill chance. It's plus 20% chance that you resist it. Gotta be careful with that, because I did that before. Speed Stone's fine. I don't think it's incredible. It's fine. Probably just sell it too. These like generic items that fit on everybody, I'm not too excited about them. Unmovable helmet plus 30% move resist. I've changed my tone or my tune on a few things in this game. Right? I've talked about how I'm not super excited about max health. I said it before, I wasn't super excited about it until I started thinking more about how certain classes might actually get value out of it more than others because, you know, once they get below a certain percentage, they get an attack, like damage steroid. Something like the Flagellant, when he's below 40%, has extra damage. Well, that 40% is a higher threshold if he has higher base health. So, like, there's some value in that. Plus, like, the stacking of extra max health plus, like, protection. And then if you can remove the Blight and Bleed from, like, your man-at arms with, like, a Plague Doctor, you can actually really just sit on a giant health battery guy that just sits up front and just constantly protects everybody in your team and constantly riposts. And he's, like, inviting the damage. I think it's actually okay. Move resist? This is trash. I'm serious. I think it's trash. The plus 20% move skill chance, that's probably okay. But I just don't see a world where I'd rather have this than just raw damage if I was playing with the Bounty Hunter. I'm going to sell this. Anything else in here I care about? Plus 10% damage with a damage stone. I actually think that's a good item. I mean, it's not incredible, but it's fine. Anything else I don't care about? I don't think there's anything else here that I really want to just... I need to sell. But yeah, we cleared out some things I haven't really been using. Might as well. Then I can use that money to actually snowball my guys a little bit more here. So let's look at the guys we're bringing with us and make sure that we have them as leveled up as we can. I mean, just let's go in there and make sure we win, right? Okay, so this is nice. We don't have to spend any more money to upgrade our items or our weaponry, but we can spend some money to upgrade their skills. Oh, that's why. I was like, why can't we do it on this character? This character, Palmera, is level 1. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe they can all level up. All right, so what are we picking here? I guess we just dump 2K per person and just move on. That's why we spent all that money, right? Make sure we succeed here. We're not switching forms this time around, so I'll just do these. That saves us a bit of money. I will certainly upgrade the Battle Ballad and Inspiring Flute, or Lute? Inspiring Tune. It is a lute, I learned, Cole. Somebody was just telling me about that. I forgot what his instrument was named, but the second I heard it, it's a lute. I'm like, right. I guess in my brain, for some odd reason, they sound so similar, flute and lute, that I was thinking like a lute was more of like a woodwindy style instrument, but I guess I kind of forgot. I don't know. I'm not super hyped about any of these here, if I'm being completely honest. He will not be using Harvest. He'll only be using the Inspiring Ballad the entire time, so it's probably better to just level these two here, because I'm not going to have him attacking this whole mission. He's just going to be constantly spamming, like, stress relief and, like, you know, and team buffs. We've already got enough people to deal damage. We've got damage for days. We got a stunner and 2 heavy damage dealers. He's just going to be back there, utility, helping everybody, so there's no reason to spend extra money on Harvest or Slice Off right now, because I don't care about those right now. And I think that puts us in a good position to go forward, and we actually have more money now, which is really good. That's why it's good to kind of keep those as kind of like, you know, extra items laying around. It's like holding gold or silver, you know, instead of liquid asset. You know, we actually have something we can sell in a pinch when we need to. All right, And then it might be worth actually looking at the survivalist too. We haven't done this yet. Let's see if there's any abilities that are worth like loading here. Bloody Shroud. So I learned something too. I think I might have said this in the previous episode, but if I didn't, it's probably a good time to mention it now. Every character in the game has the same base 3 abilities. They all come with Encourage, Wound Care, and Pep Talk, except the Flagellant, who only has his 4 core abilities, but doesn't do anything that's like more team focused. But you can run with these if you want to, but then they also have these other abilities too, these other survivalist based abilities that are worth kind of looking into as well. The downside right now though is I haven't invested any money into making these cheaper, so it's going to cost a pretty penny to select any of these. So if I'm going to do it, I want to make sure it's worth it by, like, you know, at least buying up 2 things simultaneously. So I haven't put any money into upgrading the bonfire here. Is there anything that these characters... Okay, so we've got... Zealous Speech is really good. Minus 15% stress from all companions and minus 15% stress for the next however many battles. Minus 15% stress. Yeah. Less stress on himself. Yeah. Minus 15% stress. Yeah, he's just all focused on removing stress. That's kind of funny. What does he have? Extra speed. Psych up extra damage. I think he's fine. I don't think any of these abilities really matter that much. Tiger's Eye, extra accuracy. Oh, that's incredible. That's going to be really good on our leper. We can Tiger's Eye him. Oh, yeah. And then Mockery, make fun of one person and remove some stress from people. Yeah, I think we're okay here. Suffer 20% health damage and remove stress from a bunch of teammates. Maybe another reason to bring extra food. Yeah. All right, let's get in there. I think we're probably okay. We probably actually have some pretty good things. And we don't have any, like, quirks that are going to help us, or I guess quirks, any camping skills that are really, really going to make a difference against the main boss. Not like some giant attack steroid, but the Tiger's Eye is actually pretty relevant here. Being able to just increase crit and extra accuracy on our leper, who's well known for hitting like a truck, might matter a lot. Might be a little bit of a unintentional and awesome synergy there. I'm gonna just make absolutely certain. Sodden Crew. Yeah, I want to make sure we're going to the right location. How was the dungeon today? Hey, I didn't see anybody comment. I wish there was a timestamp that actually showed when somebody joined. It's going pretty fun. I'm having a good time here. I actually haven't started yet. I played all yesterday. I think I played for like 5 hours yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Today I'm just kind of walking through and trying to kind of figure out where we left off yesterday. If you play for multiple hours in a row like this, sometimes you just kind of come out from underneath it the next day and you look at your team and what you have and all the items you've acquired and you're like, I got that yesterday, and you kind of forget. So, howdy. All right, so kind of moving on here. I'm gonna pick some items here. I don't know if I've got items selected yet. Oh yeah, I already did that. I haven't picked any items yet though for my Jester because I switched to the Jester here. Well, if that's the case, who did I have in the team before I switched? Oh, I guess I never picked an item for Gilpin, right? I guess not. I think there was a level 0 character I thought about bringing with us. Yeah, no, I just never picked an item yet. So let's pick some items for the Jester. We don't really have a lot of good options for the Jester, but that's okay. The Jester, again, is mostly going to be there to remove stress from people. I'm not sure here. Just 4 more crests. Yeah, you kind of zone out while playing this and time goes quick. Yeah, no, most of the time when I play this game, it's like, okay, I'll play for an hour, and then I get done, and I look at the clock, and I look at my stream time, and I'm like, dude, what? And it's like, you know, an hour and a half has passed or something. And yesterday I was like, dude, I played a long time. I played for like 3 hours, decent amount of time. I look up, it literally said 4 hours and 57 minutes. Like, there is no way. There is no way I played for 5 hours straight, and I just didn't even, it's like, that's wild. It's a great game. This character's going to be mostly helping teammates. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to do anything that's like focused on accuracy or anything like that. I don't really have a lot of options. As weird as it might seem, I might literally just use like a book of relaxation here. Maybe. Oh yeah, and I guess extra accuracy, extra dodge. This is pretty boring, if I'm being honest here. Seems like a weird option to pick. Everybody else is rolling with like super rare good stuff, and then he's just got his dice. That's okay. All right, I think that's serviceable. All right, let's get on in there. Yep, the game does it. Yep. All right, this is a medium mission, and it's a boss, so I'll bring 4 extra because it's medium. It's a boss, and I have no healer natively, so I'll be a little aggressive here and bring an extra 4 food. You know what? Let's bring even more than that. I don't really care. The food's not really a concern. I'll just spam it and use it aggressively to make extra. Yeah, because I'm using Inspiring Cry. I don't have, like, Battle Heal, which that's not what I'm trying to do with this character anyway. Let's take... You don't really probably need just 3 shovels. I mean, it's always like 3 or 4 that you need on medium missions of the Cove, it seems like. So I'm gonna roll a little low and be aggressive here and greedy because I'd like to save my money for other things. Don't really need any holy water so much, and we're getting the 1 for free from the Crusader, which is more than enough. But I usually try to bring 1 because I can use it on random curios and try to unlock more information about what I don't know yet. What works with what. I'll bring 2 skeleton keys. I usually try to bring at least 2 on every mission, no matter what, even if it's a low-level mission. Sometimes 3 on one of these missions. You could argue 3 here. If it was a long mission, it's for sure 3. If it's a short mission, it's for sure 2. On a long mission, you might even, I think, 1 out of every 3 missions, you might want 4. On a medium mission, you probably half the time want 2, half the time want 3. It's kind of that's been my experience. Maybe an anti-venom. I don't really think I need a lot. Bandage. A few bandages, because I think blight is pretty uncommon here, but I think you can get bled pretty easily by the spear fishing from the groupers. The pelagic grouper, that's their name. I was like, what is the name? What are they called? Okay, and then it's a medium mission, so I'm certainly going to bring 14 of these. I think that's pretty good. I don't think I really need anything else after this. Yeah, I think we're solid here. All right, let's make sure I have everything locked here. Have everybody with the abilities that I chose for them. I don't want to be caught off guard there. Everybody should have level 3s on all of their abilities that we're going to be using, except for the leper, who's only level 1. All right, that's fine. Do I want to? Intimidate? No, I don't think the Sodden Crew does a lot of damage. I think the Sodden Crew is mostly about, like, slowly and annoyingly, like, beating you over the course of the game if you don't deal with that little anchor guy. Yeah, it's like the reverse of, like, the Wilbur situation. I think with the Swine Prince, you don't ever want to attack Wilbur, and then whenever you're against the Sodden Crew, you want to kill the anchor man as often as you can. It's been like years since I played the game. Like, I never beat the game, but I played enough that I actually know what the first few bosses at every location feel like, and I've played them a few times, but it's been years since I played. That's just off of memory. Alright, let's go on in like this, I think.
Prying eyes had become a nuisance along the old road, and so I undertook to receive my most curious deliveries by way of marine shipments. A sheltered jetty was accessible by a narrow stone stair off the back of the manor, and a discreet system of pulleys could hoist even the heaviest prizes up the rock face from a securely tied dinghy below.
I love the lore in this game. I think this little extra polish to make the game. I think I've said this in every episode, and I could just literally listen to the narrator read a whole book on tape. It's really good. Yeah, I was reading the chat here. It said, I know enough to never touch the little piggy, and that's good. Yeah. And I know his name's Wilbur. It's burned into my brain because it's such a ridiculous name. He said, I think we've all learned that the hard way. Yeah. The very first time I fought against him, I didn't attack Wilbur because I got lucky. I was like, I'm just going to attack the big guy because I'm guessing Wilbur is probably just some little annoying thing. And then at the end, I accidentally used an ability that like hit both of them, and I hit him for like 1 damage, and then the guy was like starts berserk, and I'm like, oh my god, I got really fortunate the first time. I didn't attack him just because I had so many people that applied bleed that I was like, I'm just going to take out the big tank guy. That's probably the reverse of what they expect me to do, and that's why I did it. It was just by guess. YouTube. Oh, he does. YouTube channel Wayne June Reads. Super recommend, especially the Rats of the Wall. What the? He has a YouTube? That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm gonna bookmark that. What in the world? Hold on. Wayne June. This is sweet. Okay, I'm gonna subscribe to him, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick, and then make a little bookmark on my tab because I won't remember unless I have multiple different ways of remembering. Where'd I put that? Oh, it's in my. wrong bookmarks folder. All right, I'll put. Thanks for the heads up, man. I appreciate that. So, then you also said something else here before that. You said you can leave a trinket or slot. Oh yeah, you said you can leave a trinket slot or 2 open to equip more trinkets that you find in the dungeon. Yeah, I did that a little bit earlier on, but since it's a boss, I was trying to make sure that I actually was ready to go. I'm kind of an over-preparer when it comes to bosses. Like I talked about in my first few episodes, I had a few people reach out and say, why don't you go attack a boss? And I'm like, well, I'm playing on Darkest. It's been a while. And I do remember that bosses are not a joke. And if you can like, if you can, it's probably a good practice to try to make sure you've maxed your guys out to at least like level 2 before you go fight a green iconed leveled boss. Or like if you're fighting against an orange one, try to get your guys to level 4 instead of leaving them all on level 3. Don't bring your guys in on an under-leveled thing if you can avoid it. That's what I was trying to do. So I'm kind of not necessarily over-prepared because as you can see, one of my guys is level 1, but I was trying to make sure I was really in a good spot and had some items to make up for the fact that I just don't want to. Maybe it'd make for good content, getting wiped, but I actually had that happen a few episodes ago. We were fighting against the sonorous prophet, I guess the first form of the prophet, and I forgot.
The poor devils, chained and drowning for eternity.
I forgot that the sonorous prophet, or the prophet in general, is the guy who has like the pews and drops the ceiling on you. I had mixed them up with the necromancer, and I went to go against the necromancer. I'm like, I thought he dropped the ceiling on you, and then he didn't. And I was like, I must have just hallucinated that memory. I don't know where I came up with that. And I was like super prepared. Brought a vestal, brought 2 people that could heal. Go up against the apprentice and didn't, or sorry, the necromancer's apprentice. It didn't matter at all. And then I'm like, oh, okay, let my guard down. The prophet's the next guy in the team, and I'm like, okay, I'll go beat this guy. I think I'll be fine. I'm just going to bring as much damage as possible. I go in there. He knocks 2 guys to death's door, kills 1 guy, knocks the other guy to another guy to the death's door, or I guess same guy, hit him down. And then after that, just drops 2 more ceiling things, insta-kills 2 guys. Like, dropped 3 ceiling things, killed 3 guys. I was like, oh god. We still won, which was wild. Like, I won because I didn't camp right beforehand, and I had a highwayman that luckily got an altar twice and had an extra 60% base damage. All of my guys were under leveled. They're all like level 1 or like level 0. And I went in there and he was like 20, and then crit for 30, and then hit again. And then I just kept spamming them with blight, and then all my guys died except 1 lone bounty hunter in the front. And that bounty hunter did not have the reach to deal damage to the necromancer in the back. I literally brought him so he could take out pews. Didn't get a single pew, because I remembered, I was like, I'm pretty sure he has pews. One of these guys does, and you get extra money from it. Didn't take out a single pew. He stood there and watched the guy take out and die from bleed, or from blight. He was the only guy left, and he was on death's door. And I somehow won. My bounty hunter won while just standing there with sunglasses on like a badass, and just had no business winning that. We got lucky, so that was pretty funny. Oh, this is a pretty straightforward one. So, yeah, I got really lucky. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna go do all the extra hallways and rooms right now because I don't really feel like we're in a super big rush. I don't really feel like our comp is under-leveled or in a bad spot to just milk everything for all the extra resources we can.
Decimated.
I was hoping to hit at least 10, but I guess we're a little bit past that stage at this point now. All right, let's just remove stress while we can. And then hopefully we can just start taking people out super quickly. These guys have a lot of armor. Man. That's okay. I might actually just... Oh, I should have hit the other one. That's no big deal. Just finish him.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Well, that's a lot of damage. For one of those guys, I mean. I'll just remove stress again. There's no reason not to just remove it while we're at the start of the mission. Get everybody in a position where they're, like, as good to start the mission as they can be. Oh, okay. I'm missing now. What's this guy's dodge? He has 0 dodge. You literally missed on a 95% chance to hit. Come on, man. Get with it. Stun chance 50-50? Yeah, see, and you're going to start to see how that matters. So, on our, well, I can't show items right now. Oh, yes, I can if I click on them and right-click on them. I was going to say on my Abomination, these 2 items together, this Broken Key plus 35% extra stun, and then the Padlock of Transference plus 20% stun skill chance, that plus the base manacles ability of 110% base, just like 100% guarantees that you're gonna hit. Well, I guess if you miss the attack, it won't stun. But I just stunned this little dude has a 50% chance to not be stunned, which is crazy. And there was almost no chance I was gonna miss. Oh, nice. 12, just a flat stack of 12 crests is clean. That's awesome. Okay, so if I remember right, again, this works with the anti-venom. I might use it right now because I don't really have a lot of uses for anti-venom in this location in general. Wait, what? It didn't do anything. It shows that it's supposed to heal you. Is my guy? What just happened? I was pretty sure that last time we were here, I know for sure the last time we were here, we even had the little green icon on the actual item, the vial, that said that it was supposed to give you a heal. Huh. Okay, you said, wow, it's Gary and the Evil Snail's... Yeah, the Evil Snail's cousins, yeah. Somebody else said that to me last time. I actually had a guy die to a Gary. I usually make fun of those guys, and we actually had a guy get stun locked by 2 jellyfish and then immediately got killed by Gary. I was like, oh, this is probably going to be an easy way for us to remove some stress. Stun locked, hit with a disease, 2 debuffs, removed our chance to dodge, and then he just died. I was like, okay, I just got clowned on by, like, crap mob. Alright. Yeah, that's a lot of stun. Yeah, I chose to pick that because I knew if I did this, there was, like, a guarantee that the guy would not be caught off guard. Let's just go ahead and use this bandage now. There would be a guarantee that this guy will hit, because I had been using the Crusader as our primary stunner, but with like the Crusaders, there's some kind of an item that's like a Crusader Berserker kind of like, it's like a green crested item that increases your chance to stun by like 20%, which is pretty solid early. Okay, come on, man. Are you serious? In the same hallway, 2 of these in a row? Well, I guess my bandages had their use. Wild. Okay, so these hallways literally did nothing but make me waste a bunch of random resources. Okay. But yeah, I chose to switch over and have the Crusader be our like damage dealer this time around, because if memory serves, and again, I'm not looking up like any things on the wikis or anything like that. I mean, I could. I know that there's Darkest Companion and a few things like that, but I promised myself I wouldn't do that, at least through the first boss at every tier. That way I could like re-experience what it was like, because it's been near like 10 years since I played against this.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
The second time around I might look at that stuff, because then I would have theoretically seen the enemy and know what their normal base resistances are, and kind of have like a, we'll call it like a grimoire of information back in a hamlet to know how to beat my opponents. But the first time around, I want to re-experience all the enemies in the most like original way. I remember this guy. We want to watch out for this one. We cannot use a shovel on this. It will tear you up. You watch out for that. Don't use a shovel on this, because it will add like 40, 50, 60 stress. Okay? Some kind of a bad thing. Aesthetic. What does that do? Weird construction, minus 20% healing received. That's totally fine. I'd much rather have that than infirm. Yeah, that's great. If we could lock in Deviant State, this is actually great. If we could lock these 3 and get rid of Infirm, I'd be totally happy with these 3 bad quirks. I'm all for that. Those quirks don't really matter that much. Okay, first real room here. Call to the Deep, that's fine. I'd rather have it on that than see some stress damage dealt. It's annoying. Shocker. Ugh. Yeah, that's definitely a stun.
Clarified in a single strike.
Yep. Definitely a stun if he crits. It seems like that actually correlates. I don't know if like stunning has a higher chance to crit, but it seemed like it does. Or, I'm sorry, it's that backwards. I don't know if critting necessarily has a higher percentage chance to stun afterwards, but it seems like it does. But that might be just confirmation bias. All right, I'll just take out this guy.
Another one falls.
Even though he's already attacked. And then I'm gonna have him stun the damage dealer. Because the pelagic grouper is like the real problem in one of these fights. He can surprisingly, he'll just hit you for like 14 out of nowhere. And we don't have a lot of healers on this squad. I'd rather just hyper focus on... I'm going to attack with Q here so I can clear this, so I can get closer to this guy. But anyway, I was going to say, we don't have a lot of healers on this team. We've got a few guys that can heal, but, you know, Infirm is obviously not his main thing. I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong button there. I was talking while I was... What I was trying to say, though, is he's got Infirm, but he also doesn't even have Solemnity even selected, so that doesn't matter. But he's got Inspiring Cry, which I guess is an ancillary additional kind of heal on top of it. It does matter. I mean, we can make fun of that as much as you want, but Inspiring Cry is a lot better than people give it credit for because it has all these little additional utilities, right? There's like 4 things this thing does. 1, it increases your torch, which is great because it removes like the ability for your opponents. They might have the highest crit because you might have the torch out. It can just make up the difference between however many torches. If you're low on torches, you can use this occasionally to kind of build it back up. It lowers stress, which is not a trivial thing. It increases your health by 1, and you'll think, oh, that's not that much. But key thing, it pulls you off death's door. Right, like Inspire Cry is actually like, I think people kind of make fun of this because it's not like a heal, but it pulls a person off death's door, which matters a lot. It can literally save a person's life from a normal hit. But anyway, I think this guy's going to be pretty good against the Sodden crew because like I talked about before, I really do believe the Sodden crew is unholy. Like I haven't looked it up, but I swear, but memory serves, it's based off the Pirates of the Caribbean guys. Like they're all undead skeleton guys. And its name doesn't even sound like it's Eldritch, despite the fact that everything else here really is. Alright, we're gonna just take this dude out. Well, I guess it's gonna hit the other guy if I attack him. Maybe I'll just stun this guy. So he can't protect. Then I'll just heal them both.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope
Stun the
blossoms.
stressor. Stun that stressor. We really do have a pretty solid stun comp going on here. It's pretty good. Don't let him go. Cool. Well, you're not going to stun, so just do raw damage. Sure. Just heal him. And here, I can do this in a number of ways, but really, there's a right play here. I'm just going to remove some... Actually, no, I'm not going to remove stress from him, because he's probably going to use Absolution soon. Yeah, I like stuns a lot. I think that the game designer of this game did a very good job of making stun not something you can just do non-stop, because everybody knows in games one of the most annoying things, whether you're doing it to your opponents or it's happening to you, is getting stun locked. I think it's kind of unfun if you get stun locked, and it's obviously kind of cheese if you can stun lock. But I do like how the system, like, every other round, you can almost guarantee a stun because of this buff. Like, this has 100% stun resistance for 1 round, though, because I did just stun him twice in a row, because this thing has... He has such a high base stun, I almost said an Antiquarian Abomination. Our Abomination has such a high stun right now at that 150 that he just cleared the 50% extra buff because he had been stunned already. So he just stunned 2 rounds in a row, which, you know, you can do, but it's not that common. Alright, kill this guy off. Then we have easy reach on this guy. We'll just end him real quick. Actually, I might just take a second off to Absolution heal him. Get rid of some stress. Just take care of business. And then maybe do some more. This guy's not even going to get to attack. Well, he might actually still... He's super fast. He might still be able to attack this next round, but that's okay. I'm not really that bothered by it. Sure, I guess we'll purge. Get everybody closer real quick. So he's certainly dead this round. I might just kill him. No reason to chance it. Extra stress for no reason.
Destroy them all.
I feel really good about this. Yeah, nothing wrong with cheese. Yeah, I just think it's generally a good thing that when games, like, you know, try to take that kind of stuff into consideration. I think this is one of the most polished games I've played in years. That you know, for total value of money playing this game costs like no money, and it has provided more fun than a lot of AAA games. And, I mean, no contest. I love this game.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I said I love this game, and the game hunger checks me. All right, it's an abusive relationship. That's 2 hunger checks in a row we've already hit. Come on now. See, this is the worst case scenario for the leper getting moved back there like that, but that's why we had, you know, at least 2 guys in our team that can move quickly. Although one of those guys, technically speaking, is the Holy Lanced Crusader, so he only moves forward. But we can, at least, we'll be able to move, if he goes first, we'll be able to move our little jester out of the way. Yeah, but these are the guys that can catch you off guard if you're not quick. They can really just kill you. So I'm just going to try to kill one immediately. Because they'll just stun you up, and then the Pelagic Grouper will just run a train on one guy. I think I might be able to actually just outright kill one of these guys if I use Finale. And Finale's also a lot more clean than you think here, because if I use Finale here, it will remove him from the rest of the fight, but I don't really care. The goal is just deal a bunch of damage to one thing, but most importantly, reposition him so the leper can attack in rapid succession. That's a lot of base damage. That's absurd. You gonna stun him? Oh, I was gonna say, that'd be brutal. Just stun him immediately. Just take him out.
Back to the pit.
And then we can reach him with the manacles here. And see, that's real clean, that combination.
The enemy crumbles.
I'm going to sleep now since I have to work tomorrow, but I wish you good luck. Dropped you a follow, maybe I'll catch you upstream some other time. Hey, I appreciate that. And if you want, like, I'm trying to build up a YouTube channel, though you don't have to. I mean, shameless plug here. My YouTube channel is The Blue Titan Space Gaming, and then I have The Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs. And the Blue Titan Space Gaming, that one's nothing but just me playing different games. I'm trying to build that up, and that's supposed to be for, like, discovery. And highly edited, shorter videos, usually 10, 20 minutes. And then I got, like, the long VODs, like what I'm doing here on the Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs, if you want to check that out. But I need to be better about that. It always feels a little inorganic mentioning it, but I've started to realize, like, if you don't say it, how are people going to know? But I appreciate the heck out of you giving me a follow, man. That means a lot. I just like playing this game. It's fun. I do play other games, but I'm trying to commit myself to playing through a game and meaningfully finishing it. That's a little up in the air what that means. Right now, in my mind, what that means is spiritually getting through most of the content before I kind of finish things up. Like, I played through, like, the Stanley Parable, which is like an old school game. I played through Bolitro. I'm trying to play through, like, just games in general. So if you're interested in any of that, give it a shot. But I appreciate you following for just this game at the very least. It's cool, dude. And have a good sleep. All right, so I'm going to continue on. I am going to try to milk every single room as much as possible. There's no reason not to. We are really in a good spot. This is the altar. That's a good thing. So we want to, I think that's the altar that gives, like, a straight attack buff or some kind of a really good buff. So we want to use that where possible. I'm actually not going to stun this time. I think I'm just going to throw out a Beast Bile because there's so many guys here and these guys are super weak against Blight. I didn't expect to get a crit. That's nice. Extra little stress relief over there. Let's heal up. These guys don't have any dodge, do they? Oh, they have a little bit of dodge. Let's go ahead and use... remove all their dodge. And here... I might just kill the front guy. Oh, hey, cool. Is the buff alter if you use holy water? It works until camp, I believe. Really? This one works with holy water? Okay. I don't think I've used holy water on this thing. I'll give it a shot. My nose is itching real bad here. Oh, that's 2 stresses in a row. That's okay. We haven't taken almost any stress damage. We have a lot to give there. All right, Call of the Deep. That's actually great. Making him protect him. It doesn't matter. He's going to die from blighting out here soon anyway, so that's fine. Do a few things here. I might just remove some stress from somebody. Those guys are almost dead anyway, so I'm not really that worried. Finale out the back guy.
Eradicated.
And then we'll just finish him. Or we'll miss. This is what I was talking about when I said that this character is so dangerous, because his base attack is 80 accuracy, and then we have an extra 10 accuracy, so he has a 90% chance to hit. It feels real bad when your huge damage dealer misses, but we've minimized as much as possible. That's the first time we've missed so far with him on this whole mission, so that's okay. All right, so I'm being told here. Oh,
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I'm being told here that if we use the holy water in this will give us a buff. So I will do that. Let's go ahead and give it to, what'd you say it was? It's a buff. That isn't really what kind of buff, I'm not sure. Let's try the holy water, see how it works. All right, okay. We didn't have that yet. Extra 18% damage until camp is insane. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Cole. All right. That might be a huge deal for the rest of the mission. We might not even camp if we're able to kind of cheese through it. All right, so we've got a 90% chance to remove here and a little stress in the guy, so this is a great combination here. Remove the rest of the stress. We're doing just fine right now. I might even not use my torch until we get back to this battle. Oh, yeah, this is great. Even more food, too. Great, great, great. Actually, I might wait until we come back to do that. Fight these guys first. I'm intentionally letting the torch drop. Ooh. Ew. I probably shouldn't have done that against these guys. If I'd have known that. These guys are mean. They crit hard. Alright, so let's just stun out the guys that haven't attacked yet. These pelagic groupers really hurt. So, yeah, we'll stun out the guys who haven't attacked yet. And then we will kill the other two guys outright. Maybe we'll battle ballad people. People are on such high or low amounts of stress right now. I think I can actually afford to take a round or a few off here. Let's just kill this guy. Oh, exactly 14. Makes me look like I know what I'm talking about. That's funny. All right, we will just kill this guy, I think. I can't... oh, no, he has... okay, this guy has a 60% chance to resist stun plus an extra 50... is that right? What is their normal stun resist? Okay, no, that's the sum total. So this pelagic grouper in the back has a 10% chance to dodge stun normally. This one has a 60% chance because of the debuff, or the buff that he gets from being stunned one round. But our base stun right now is 110% plus 35% plus 20%. We're going to overcome that anyway. We're just going to stun him a second time in a row, I believe. So we'll do it. And then from here, we will... did these guys have dodge? These guys have a little dodge. Let's just clean it up. Oh, that's actually great, too. And then it puts a little bit of pressure on him and gives him huge amounts of dodge for a round. Let's just finish off the front guy.
Obliterated.
And then the guy in the back's going to get a clean attack on us, which will suck, but... oh, wow, we just dodged. Okay. Yeah, and this guy can't move, which does suck, but that's all right. I'm just going to use Withstand. He's kind of out of the fight until this next round when I use the Jester to finish off the back guy. We'll go ahead and Absolution here. Just heal him up. He has no stress, so it's not full utility of the ability, but it's still better than nothing. Yuck. Yep, that's fine. That's why we run extra food. Okay, multiple attacks in a row is pretty brutal, because none of our other guys have gotten to attack. That's pretty nice for them.
Destroyed.
That's crazy, too, because we had buffs to increase our speed. I'm actually going to take a second off and heal this guy a little, because he's just been getting hit hard there. And then you can hew the bodies, I guess. Actually, I just need to kill one, because I want to make sure I can reach this guy next round. Alright, I'm going to stun him. Give my guy some more time to heal. Heal. Not incredible heals, but they're meaningful and they add up over time. And then we'll remove the stress from him. Why not? We're doing pretty good here. I literally just did a cover mission.
A time to
And still
perform
couldn't remember what the block
beyond
was.
one's
Sorry,
limits.
I would have told you if I knew. I wasn't trying to be cryptic. No, that's okay. I appreciate it. It was, at the very least, it was good to know because it's extra information that we hadn't found on our own.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
I don't think I really care about bringing this one blood. When I want blood, I usually go on missions to pick up blood, and we didn't get a lot of them or something, so I don't really care that much. I'm just going to walk in here, right? Yeah, plus with stuff like this. Yeah, I'm probably going to use a lot of this food immediately. So we'll go ahead and use our medicinal herbs, of course, and just use whatever food we get here immediately to heal him.
If only
No
treasure
food?
could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
There's the other food I was talking about, only having one blood. There was a second blood immediately. That sucks. Usually those fish carcasses like that, I usually have like one or two food. It's like a cheeky little way to get some extra healing on a character that otherwise couldn't. But that's all right. Yeah, we're ignoring this. That would be another source of blood. All right. I'm probably going to camp here in a second. Well, do I? The extra damage? Now I'm not sure. All right, these guys have some dodge, right? Dodge here. Let's go ahead and just make everybody faster. Next round, I'll move them up front to make them the focus. We'll just try to kill somebody here real quick if we can. We try as much as we can to stun out guys that are annoying and do large amounts of damage where possible. We will stun people when we can every single time. Because most of them are just going to die anyway the next round off of base attacks. You suck. Well, we're going to use his base damage on this super tanky guy. Feels like a waste, and it is, but we don't have anybody that deals extra damage. I guess Beast Bile would have dealt full damage to this guy because that's this whole thing, but I was more focused on stunning. That's okay. Wow. Okay, did anybody just see that there were 8 people in this fight? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say there's 8 people in this fight, and the exact opposite of what I thought happened. I thought the first person that got to attack in the round was the snail. It was the last fight. Okay, never mind. I was like, how is a snail going before anybody else on either team? That didn't make any sense at all. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and, well, can't do that because if I move him up front, and then the leper will not be able to attack. So, let's just give everybody Battle Ballad. Make sure that people are able to attack super fast this round. Hopefully this will let us go first. Wow. Still faster than these 3 guys despite the fact that they have 2 speed buffs. That's nuts. Alright, I'm going to use the Beast Bile here. Let's try to finish these two guys off. It won't kill them both, but it will kill him. And then I will certainly kill you. You're just dead. Sure, he's not dead, but a lot of damage was dealt to him. I feel good about that. Spearfishing, a lot of damage there. Alright, here I will probably just, maybe withstand is probably the best choice, because he's going to bleed out on his round anyway, and then move everybody forward. And killing this body's not going to affect anything. I think I'd rather just withstand, I guess, maybe? It's a weird choice here, because it's like at the end of the fight we're doing this, or halfway through the fight, but...
Slowly, gently.
It's okay.
This is how a life is taken.
Alright, I'll remove some stress for some people here, especially the leper who can't remove stress on his own here. And is not trivial. Yeah, sure, now I can hit 2 people with Beast Bile, and then that'll just flat out cleanly kill him. Or it won't. Only 1 extra damage. No, it will kill him. He'll just die from the bile stacks. Good. Stress wave. That's okay. This character has, like, native abilities to actually be able to remove his own stress anyways. We're not too worried about that right now. And I guess I'll attack this dead body. He's gonna die on his own, and then also clear himself because he died to Blight. I have a choice here. I could either remove stress or kill the guy who's actually adding stress, but we're gonna get a whole nother round anyway. If we leave him alone. We don't kill him.
Unforgiving.
So it's probably a good idea to do what I'm doing right now and try to cheese out a little bit of extra stress relief. Might as well while we can. Yeah, an absolution trigger. Okay, well, that makes me look like I know what I'm talking about. Very much so. Okay, leave that guy alone though. He's gonna need some help. He's hurting. All right, I guess I do another inspiring cry on him, and then everybody else will just take care of him. All right, air guitar. Yeah. No, the loot is hilarious. This character's the gesture's actually hilarious, which I guess makes sense. That's what he is.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I don't really care about this one portrait. And honestly, I think a single portrait, a single onyx, technically speaking, there's a higher probability you'll find 2 more of these, I'm guessing, and probably find 4 more onyx. But I don't really care about... I've got portraits for days. This is a marginal argument. I don't really care that much. I'll just let it go. The portrait's probably the right choice, but... Alright, here... I'd like to sleep at some point, but I just haven't seen a reason to do it yet. Maybe I'll just wait and sleep right before the boss, because I'd like to min-max and use this extra 18% damage that Cole got us off of this statue for as long as I can. Just ride it as long as I can. Alright, remove this thing here. Disarm it. But I talked about this in a previous episode. Okay, that is 3 random hunger checks this map already. Bad luck. Don't have a lot more food, so hopefully we don't get any more, because I'd like to do a stress removal heal or have enough food to have a big feast if we need to later. But we're also doing really well on stress, so we actually probably don't need that. But anyway, what I was going to say was something I learned in the last episode that I did not realize was I can start using torches more now.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
That I learned in the last episode. I keep cutting myself off. Something I learned in the last episode is how traps are seen in the map. I thought there were 3 different ways that traps it worked in the game. There were the traps that you got caught by that you didn't see. There were the traps that you found using scouting. And then there were the traps that you just see on the map occasionally and you're able to take apart because you happen to Hawkeye and just see them on the game. By your own human vision, not anything in the game. And that's not how it works. There's only 2 kinds of traps. There's traps you don't see that are actually there from the very beginning of the map. They're just randomly dropped across the map. And then there's the other types, which are the ones that they're the same type, but you have scouted them. So traps are only seeable if you scout them. So that makes scouting even better than I thought. Originally I thought like scouting was just something extra that helped you find like random hidden rooms, all these other things. Scouting's a pretty cool stat. I didn't give it as much love as I thought. I think scouting probably needs if I were to make one criticism of this game, I think scouting should be a stat that's obvious on your character. Because the way it works, as far as I can tell, is I think a party has a base scouting chance of 25% flat, no matter how big the party is and who's on it. And then there are some extra, like, quirks you can get that'll increase your chance of scouting on certain missions. And there's also a few items that increase scouting. There's, like, one really good one I remember in a previous playthrough. There's, like, Ancestors Map, which is, like, busted. It, like, increases your scouting chance by, like, 25 or 30% or something absurd. But other than that, I feel like scouting would be a good thing to actually show. Like, maybe there's like a party menu, because the way it works, so you only can see each member individually. It'd be nice if there was like some party-wide thing that kind of told you what your party-wide stats are, but again, I'm nitpicking a game that I think is already incredible, so. I guess I'll use the torch here. This is a guaranteed fight.
The promise of safety.
No, haven't got any luck with our surprises yet. Not in a while. I think the last 3 fights, nobody's been surprised. I mean, I'm glad it hasn't happened to us, but it'd be nice if it happened to them occasionally. Alright, battle ballad here. It says scout chance in the provision menu. Yeah, that's before the mission. And yeah, that does matter. I mean, but again, it just says at the top right-hand corner. I think it's always 25% unless you have a specific item that increases it. I just wish there was, like, something in the mission that you could look at, too. Top right of the screen when you're buying provisions, it will tell you the percentage you have. Alright. Stun this guy out. Try to stun the big damage dealers as much as possible. I might just... Well... he's a tankier guy. Let's just kill this guy. I shouldn't have stunned him then. That's okay. And then you can stun the other one, I guess. And then after that, we'll have him do Purge. Barnacle Barrier. Okay. I should have played that a little differently. I probably should have Beast Spile the mid lane, or the mid lane. What am I talking about? League of Legends? My god, my brain. It's been a long time since I said the words mid lane. A long time. I guess I could Beast Spile here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I could also just take a second to use Absolution because he's lower. But we're also probably going to camp, so... Sea Breeze. Well, that worked out a lot better than I anticipated because now that makes up for that. I'm going to move forward so we can kill the back line here. Have a leper withstand for a round. And we'll have our old Crusader just do what he normally does. Just hit somebody hard if he can. He might, yeah, might even be able to stun this guy. Alright. We'll take that. Stunned. Relax. You're not attacking. Alright, what we got here? Sure, just raw damage, I guess, then. 8's a lot of damage, especially on a tank. And I'm just going to finish this backliner.
A singular strike.
Because he keeps doing all these extra annoying things that I don't want to deal with. And then here, I guess I'll heal. Just because I want to be able to reach this guy. Yeah, you're going to hurt a little bit. That sucks, but sure. I'm not super worried about that right now. There's a few choices I could make here. I could Absolution. But I think healing-wise, like, he's our only concern, but I think the leper's fine. What does he have? He has no resistance to stun right now. Oh, my...
Decisive pummeling.
Alright, just kill him. I'll take that. Cool. You're attacking somebody who I'd rather you attack, and he dodged. This guy, Vertible, has, like, no downsides at all. He is feeling it really well this mission. I'm not going to waste my time with an inspiring heal on him. It might be worth doing it to him. Because it removes that stress in addition to it, but... I don't know. Maybe an Absolution here. Get him back down to almost full, and then we can hyper-focus on...
Well struck.
Our leper for the rest of the mission. Okay. Need to figure out some way of helping our leper out a little bit here, food-wise. Okay, that'd be the 3rd blood that I've ignored this mission. Now I have space for it. That's how it works, right? They say, I don't really need to bring just one. Let me find 2 more. That contains loot. Food. I'm going to drop the blood for this journal page. I want to collect all those if I can. And I've already dropped 3 blood. Who cares? Alright. Nothing? Oh. Alright. Oh, look at this. We've reached a full stack of jade. This is pretty rare. That doesn't usually happen. I quietly acquired 2 rubies and I didn't even say anything. That's actually awesome. That's worth more than a normal stack of gold. That's awesome for us. Yeah, I don't really care about taking this jade. We've already got our normal stack of it. I'm not going to start a whole new stack. Probably won't find any more. Say that. I've been wrong every time I've said that this time. Alright, where are we sitting at? Okay, we're about to hit the boss. I'm seriously contemplating not... What is this? Survival guide. We're just talking about scouting chance, and then we find this. Plus 10% scouting chance, plus 10% trap disarm chance. This is an incredible item right now. I would absolutely roll with this item on like my Jester or something right now. I'm taking this. We're gonna drop an emerald. No, emerald. We'll drop that, and I guess we can drop the emerald still. Just drop the emerald for the crusts. That's hilarious. I want that scouting guide. I've never even seen that item before. Plus 10% scouting chance, plus 10% trap disarm chance. Yeah, I mean, I would literally just use that item on the Jester for a whole mission. If I had that from the beginning, that might have, like, because that can just occasionally... Another random hunger. That's 4 random hunger checks this mission. Crazy. All right, guys, come on. You're gonna get my guys... infect my guys right before we get into a mission. Come on, get out of here. These guys have huge amounts of resist, and oh, they do have a little bit. They have blight, but not an enormous amount of blight. Okay, so we're not stunning these guys. We're just gonna try to kill them outright. I might battle them and just try to kill them, because these guys, their whole thing,
brilliant confluence of skill and purpose,
is that they just don't get stunned. They're more resistant to blight, but they're not like impossible to blight. So I'm gonna try to kill this guy fast, because this guy, he's really high in dodge, but the one thing that's annoying about this guy is if you don't kill him, then he like runs and causes more problems. Oh, we got him. We got him. That's nice. All right, just try to kill this guy. Raw damage OP, even despite all that. I have a few choices here with this. I'm probably just gonna Beast Bile, just because the critical mass of bodies that are here, I'd rather just try to get rid of them. This guy's annoying in the back, but he's gonna move forward anyway. He's gonna do Maddening Whine or the Thirst or some annoying thing and come close to us. I'm not even worried about him. He's gonna approach us like they always do. He's gonna run up to us probably. Yeah, he ran to the front line. Oh, we got really lucky too. We didn't get the Crimson Curse off of it or anything. That's awesome. All right, we're getting really lucky. We didn't get hit with the Crimson Curse. All right, let's try to finish this guy off super fast. He's got high dodge, right? 10 dodge. I'll try to stun him. Nice. Awesome. And then I'll try to Beast Bile again. Let's milk this guy. Yeah, he's gonna die in 1 round. We can dodge his thing one time. Nice. No Crimson Curse. That's good. And he's just gonna die. So I'll go ahead and take this turn to try to kill this guy. And we just win. Maybe I'll get a chance to get an extra heal off on a few of these guys. Whatever. No, I'll remove stress. Not a trivial turn there. Okay, sure. Man, he's got a lot of that on him. I didn't realize how many bile he had on him stack-wise. Yeah, I guess he'll heal himself then, because he's gonna need it. He's about to take 8 more damage over 2 rounds here. And then here we'll have you Absolution here. Just heal where possible. And then whatever on this guy, right? We're gonna use the remaining food here. There's the Baron's Invitation.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
That's four blood, this map that we didn't pick up, because I was just like, it's not gonna matter. Although I would rather take another Baron's Invitation than, let's say, another journal entry. If I could go back, obviously I would have taken the 4 blood stack over, the 4 blood vials over the crest, but you can't know that. Although there is an argument to be made that we're not probably going to need any more torchlight here soon. So I've probably got enough space. I'll probably drop the torch here soon. Well, I'll end up dropping it no matter what, because whatever the Sodden Crew drops. But there's not really a lot left on the map. Like, I might be able to just drop a few of these things.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I'm not going to take a journal page over any of this right now. I'd rather have nothing and not take a chance of not having a shovel right before a boss. Medicinal herbs are an interesting question. I could probably do this and drop it for the blood. Doesn't feel good, especially after what happened earlier. Maybe I'll just take the journal page since I've already missed out on so many of the blood. Knock those out when I can at the earlier parts of the game. Okay, and then if there's no enemies in this hall, then we just have the boss, then this would be a great time. I can actually do what I was talking about, which is I could camp here. If I camp, I'd be using 6 food. There's a chance I could get hit by another... What do I have for my camping? Oh, no, we wanted to do that, right? Because I think we said that we had the quickening psych up, a few other things like that. It does drop his damage until camp, but he's already gotten a lot of use out of that already. I'm not really worried about the damage that he deals. He already deals an enormous amount of damage. I'd probably rather just increase his accuracy with... Although, hold on, do I have the ability to prevent a nighttime ambush? I thought he had that ability. Prevents nighttime ambush. Oh, it's only if they're afflicted, though. I think, right? Self only, minus 25 stress. If afflicted, minus 15 stress. And prevents nighttime ambush. Does that mean that it prevents nighttime ambush only if he's afflicted? Because there are two separate lines. I can't tell if those are itemized. I'm gonna look that up. Zealous Vigil. Is it Vigil? Vigil. I'm gonna look that up. I want to make sure. Camping skills often fail the person. Oh, well, hold on. Right. None of you deserve to be saved. Something like that. Oh, that's a whole different thing. Somebody else is talking about it not working because the person was like stressed out. I don't know. That's not what I'm talking about. Does it prevent nighttime ambush only if he's afflicted? Yeah, somebody else is asking the same question. Prevents it no matter what. Oh, okay. They are separate. See, I would have not known that. So that kind of makes me think about doing it then, because minus 25 stress on himself. Well, he has no stress already, so that's kind of useless. Maybe it's not worth camping. What does camping really do for us here? It does give us... We don't have any stress problems. Everybody in the team has no stress. So I guess what we would get is we would get Psych Up. We would get the Quickening. And we would get, I guess we'd have to use the Zealous Vigil. It would remove all that stress from him, which he has like none already. So really what we'd be banking on here, the reason we'd be doing it, is specifically so that we could do these three abilities. We'd be doing Tiger's Eye, that's 3, Psych Up, which is 3, and then the Quickening, which is 3. What do you get, 12? So and then we need 4, and I think the Zealous Vigil is 4. Doesn't even line up right. I mean, it's off by a little bit. We can still get something out of Psych Up, though. Plus 25% damage for the whole thing. You'd stress everybody else out. Oh, that's actually hilarious. If he stresses people out, that offsets it. That does give more value to the Zealous Vigil. That's funny. I'm certainly not going to quarantine him. He needs his health. He's already low on health. But camp, the food doesn't matter. Except for the downside if we get randomly hunger checked again. I can't see that happening. We've been hunger checked 4 times. The 18% damage until camp is crazy, guys. I don't know. I think it's still probably worth it to camp.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
All right, we will psych him up and give everybody stress. We will then afflicted. Yeah, get rid of the nighttime ambush chance. We will also increase the accuracy of our leper. After that, anything else is extra. So that's all we really wanted. I guess we can encourage. That's actually solid. Oh yeah, and that'll make up for the fact that he just got stressed out. Sure. Actually, we probably need a heal. Do we have a heal? Anybody that can heal? Yeah, he can, but he can't heal himself, right? That's how it works. Oh, nope. What are you doing here? Okay. I don't really care about stress so much right now, or like, what are you doing? Why is... Oh, I'm right-clicking. That's why. Because I was paranoid I was accidentally going to use an ability I didn't want to use. I think, really, I'll probably just remove the stress from him. It's very boring, but it's fine. And then I think we're as good as we're going to be. Rest. No nighttime ambush, which is critical here. All right.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
And there's no enemy in this hallway, but there is a trap, so we'll take care of that. And then I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Obviously, he's taking damage, which we said was going to happen. Finding a map this late is hilarious. Already scouted this hallway, so here we go. We used up the remaining torches here, and now we have space for a lot of things. I'm going to top off, use the remaining food here. We're going to go in. Whatever happens, happens. Let's go.
Even in death, the captain shouts his orders.
He's unholy, I was right.
The crew obeys.
He's unholy. Yeah, no, you're not going to move us. I'm good.
Weaken.
He has less damage for the rest of the fight, but I don't care. I want to get our guys where I want them. I'm not playing that game. Alright, so this guy is... He's gonna load... Okay, so Okay, yeah, so here's the thought process. He's got double stun. Or, I'm sorry, our team's got double stun. We've got a guy that can stun here with 120% base, but this guy can stun too. And he's got a high chance of stun. But these guys are both unholy, and he deals extra damage to unholy, so he's just gonna be undamaged the whole fight. I mean, he literally just hit him for a fifth of his health. That's crazy. So we'll just have you stun this guy. And then the leper and this is going to be a trivial fight. We're just going to absolutely destroy this guy. We were so prepared for this. That's hilarious. What does Mutiny do? Drink with the dead. Stress ability? Yeah, that's nothing. I don't care about that. What's this? Okay. Oh, you moved this again. But I can finale again, right? I guess we'll just absolution this round. That's fine. I should be able to finale again. Alright, you didn't get to go... I'm gonna get... Hopefully he gets to go before, but that's okay. Yep, knock him out of 30, whatever. Alright. The leper going first is wild. The leper going before a jester is wild. That's some cheesy crap. Boarding crow. Okay. Hopefully we get the chance to go before the Anchorman does. Yeah, see, this only happened because they got really lucky with the order. Because the... Yeah, that's some lucky crap on their end. Let me go, please. All right, I'm gonna kill this guy immediately. Get out of my face. All right, can you be stunned? Oh, you can. I'm stunning you too. Yeah, see, we should have been fine, and we should have just wiped him super quick, but the fact is, like, our jester got pulled to the front twice, and I started off by putting him in the back, but then immediately after that, he got pulled to the front again, and then got to go last, despite the fact that he's one of the faster guys on our team. I'm like, okay, luck. Just kill him. He's dead. We were fine. He had a moment of cheese. Just a moment where it looked like we were in a little trouble, but we're fine. I think it's weird. Maybe that's just the way the game's coded, but you just notice that the Sodden crew targeted one of our guys to do heave-ho, attacked the guy, did nothing to him, didn't even apply a debuff in order to spawn the drowned pooler. Oh, I thought it was I thought his name was Anchorman. But yeah, the drowned pooler. Yeah, so this guy right here, him being spawned actually required the Sodden crew to attack, which is weird. Wave blue Titan flag. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I'm here, dude. I should be able to just... Oh, no, he has extra stun relief here, or resist here, so we'll just stun the guy up front. Make sure he doesn't pull anybody. And then just use your old unholy killer.
Finally, a sailor's death, captain and crew.
Well, that worked
Fitting.
out. Real nice. A sailor's death for captain and crew, fitting. It's a cool enemy, but definitely we wiped them bad. Return to Hamlet. That was not even a challenge. We absolutely destroyed them. We are very ready. Skip past this. Or what did we get? The main thing we got from that was the Berserker's Mask. That was my key, like my focus there. But this is also nice though. We did pick up some other just random good stuff. We're happy with all this extra stuff. The crests are wild. My God. Wait, are these regular crests plus those? We just walked out. Is this the sun? We might have just walked out with 40 crests. Okay. All right. Multiple guys hit level, or a few guys hit level 3. That's good. Demonomania we want to get rid of. Grey Rot. Yuck. This guy got a bunch of bad crap. Manslayer's funny. It's okay. Extra crit to range skills. This character doesn't have a single range skill. That's an incredible ability on the right character, not on him. That's funny.
Finally, the serum is working. Oh, and the side effects are manageable.
Well, that's nice. We have 2 people with... Well, actually, I don't know if I want to use Ligonier. I don't know if I'm going to put Ligonier in there at all. We talked about this before. I'm kind of almost excited to keep Ligonier around with rabies. Just let her keep foaming at the mouth because she can deal a lot of damage. I don't know. Maybe I should remove it, though. It's free. I was building around it. Whoa, what the heck? Why'd that happen? Well, if I do that this round, though, then I don't have her with us on our team to go fight against the Swine Prince. Let's go check and see if we really do want to fight against the Swine Prince first, before I make that choice. Man, dude, the thing from the stars really likes chilling out the places I want to go. Like, he really likes to be there. Well, we could also go here. Beating the Wizened Hag's not a bad idea, and I could ignore the thing from the stars this time. Oh yeah, I don't want to go to the Warrens anyways. He's got a Sacred Scroll. I already got that item. I don't want that. Okay, I get it. You're not going to this mission. Get out of my face. Brawler's Gloves, plus 25% damage if you're in position 1. Dude, that's actually really solid. But minus 5% crit? Yuck. I talked about this in a previous episode. I think 25% damage is about the same as 5% crit. You're trading 1 for 1 on this. Increase your raw damage, decrease your crit. This is fine for somebody like, maybe like the Abomination, who's using like Rake and constantly just hitting for large amounts of damage and then increasing his own base damages, and you're just dealing so much raw damage you don't even care about crits. Or maybe like a Riposte kind of character who's not really attacking, he's just kind of blocking. But I guess that also lowers crit chance. Maybe it'd be good on like a character who... I'm trying to think of who you'd want this on. I guess you could see doing that on the Crusader. Is it the ability, I always forget his name, where he holds the scroll up. It's a second ability. I haven't used it much, but... Zealous Accusation? It has a crit demodification already built in, right? It doesn't crit almost at all. And so, like, you could just keep spamming this and dealing high base damage with it. I could see that. It's not a terrible item. This pure raw damage, not crit. What's here? Book of Constitution, 30% blight resist, interesting. 30% disease resist. Alright. Huh. Not bad. A weird item, though, because there, as far as I can tell, there's not really a look. Okay, so obviously disease is most common in the Warrens, in the Courtyard, specifically just because of the Crimson Curse, but the Warrens is where most diseases come from. You can also get the occasional disease from all of the other locations, but I think the Cove is the second worst besides the Warrens. Of course, the Courtyard being an entirely different animal. The Courtyard is the second worst, of course. But I mean out of the base, the core 4. But the thing is, the Cove is the only one of those that at all that has any real blight. I guess you could technically get blighted from those head crab, big armor kind of guys at the Courtyard. I don't know. This is a weird item. Get the Book of Constitution. I feel like it'd be better if it was like plus 30% blight, plus 30% bleed resist. Then I'd roll that on like every tank, and you could just run it on every tank forever. Or if it was like plus 30% disease resist, plus 30% debuff resist. It's like it's got 1 foot in one area and 1 in the other. I like more than book than the glove. Oh, you like the book more than the gloves? Oh yeah, I guess if you were choosing between the two, you like the book more, you're playing more defensively. Yeah, that's fair. There's also an argument to be made though that this item just in general though is a harder thing to get because this is a short mission on veteran level 3 and this is a long mission but only on difficulty level 1. This is also a rare item, so if I was going to sell either one of them, this is like worth more. But I'm honestly, it's probably a moot point. I don't even know if I'm going to go to either of those locations. If I was going to pick one, I'm certainly not doing this one. I have the Paralyzer's Crest already, and I think I don't have the Longevity Eye Patch, but I'm not super excited by it because we've already got some really good items for the old Man-at-Arms here. I think I'm probably going to go to beat the Wizened Hag because realistically, the Mercurial Salve, I think, is an incredible item. I think a lot of people underestimate this because they think it's super niche, but in its niche, it's incredible. I would literally run this on 3 or 4 slots, have a defensive character, and have like 3 damage dealers, or maybe 2 primary damage dealers and like a stunner, and just run with 3 copies of Mercurial Salve as the main core item on 3 characters if I was running to beat the Courtyard missions. Because this item is the real deal. I think the Mercurial Salve, people underestimate the power of this. I think it's good. Like, think of it this way. Like, do you ever find yourself running something like the Eldritch Slayer's Ring to go kill a boss or go kill like the thing from the stars, or bring it with you to the farmstead? If the answer is yes, then you've already proven my point. This is 25% damage to the Bloodsuckers, but it doesn't even have the downside of loss of dodge. It's just a strictly better version of the rings. But yeah, I think this Mercurial Salve is actually a good item, so that's probably what I'll go after. And it'll be a good investment so that later on when we do actually go back to the courtyard, which we'll have to do at some point because we have a high infestation amount. We've been very fortunate that we've only got one guy in our team that has Crimson Curse. We have also aggressively released a few of the people that had it, so I didn't have to deal with that early. But we haven't had to deal with that minigame as much right now. I think I'm going to go beat the Weisentag. And if I remember right, the Weisentag is... I think... Is she in slots 1 and 2 or slots 3 and 4? Because I know she has a giant pot. And I can't remember which of the two she's on. Pretty sure she's in the back too, and she pulls you into the pot in front of her, and then you can attack the pot to release your guy, but that's kind of like an unnecessary thing to do. Most of the time you just want to hit her in the back. And if you want to just hit her in the back and take her out as fast as possible, you want to be able to hit slots, regardless, you want to be able to hit slots 2 and 3, pretty much. Because if you do that, then you guarantee will hit her, which then makes it pretty obvious that you don't want to bring the leper or the abomination. You probably want to bring, I'd say, if you have it, Houndmaster will tear her up, because at this location in general, your bleed is better at the Weald as well as the Warrens. And he can send the Hound's rush. The Hound will go wherever she's at, hit her in all 4 positions, so that's a pretty good one. Also has the ability to heal himself in a pinch. If he gets stuck in the boiling pot and is released, then he can come back out and hit her. Bondeville could probably go too, because Bondeville can hit in 2 slots. I could give him finish him, throw a stun out, and hit her in either of the 2 locations. I don't know what her early level stun resist is. It's probably pretty low, like most enemies are early. But you could stun her and then follow it up to finish him. I could also mark, and if I didn't mark, then I could use the Legionnaire. I guess Legionnaire. I'm saying her name, not her class. I could use the Musketeer alongside it. And the Musketeer is also a huge damage dealer right now because she's still got rabies. Just give her some accuracy. I've got the focus ring. Her comp's weird for this fight. I do think Sinless is a pretty good one. I mean, just in general on this mission. The ability to heal out of nowhere. The one downside of this character is Reign of Sorrows is going to be decreased in terms of its efficacy because you're hitting the 2 back spots. You're only going to hit 1 person with it. So it'd probably be better instead of running him to run something like the Hellion, because the Hellion could hit either... Yeah, the Hellion's the obvious pick here. She's only level 1, but it's okay, we're early level, so it's not that big a deal. I'll try to level her up if I can, but Hot's Trot could literally just start off the mission by hitting for an enormous amount of damage, and then she gets put in the pot. She gets be hilarious, and she Hot Trots her, and then immediately gets picked up and thrown in the hot pot. So we get to use her main things. Alright, I'd be sold on that. I also want to break the pot to release the character if she takes a minute. I usually don't even worry about it, because if you kill her fast enough, it doesn't even matter. Especially in the early levels. You could just ignore it entirely and just go for throat, or go for her throat and just kill her outright. I think... Who were the other 2 characters we had talked about bringing? I thought one of them was a... I hope I didn't put him inside of like some kind of a stress relax thing, did I? Oh, I did. Oh, but no, he hit level 3. That sucks. I was gonna bring him with us because he can slice off and hit the middle line and really do a lot of damage to her. Okay, let me see what my other options are then. What other level 2s do I even have? Not impressed by this character on this mission. If I brought Palmera and I brought Sinless, well, I couldn't bring both. I guess I could bring and make him like some weird off the wall healer thing. I don't think that's a good play. I think in this case the best choice is probably Bondeville and Legionnaire. What is Legionnaire's like level? Level 8? Or I say level 8. I meant resolve level. We could do this, and then she won't level up. She's only on 8. Because I think you gain 4 resolve for beating a boss. Is that right? I might actually have to look that up at some point, but I think it's 4 on the lowest difficulty. At which point she wouldn't level up. The reason I'm min-maxing that or worried about it is because I'd like to bring her with us when we go fight the Swine Prince, because the Swine Prince, like, again, I've said this multiple times now, but she has this little skeet shot thing, which would remove any of Wilbur's little attack orders so that the Swine Prince doesn't attack us. Because the Swine Prince keeps on, like, hitting the people that Wilbur marks. And if she removes the marks, then the Swine Prince just uses his regular attack instead of like some extreme attack that Wilbur's told him to attack. The pot is... Yeah, the pot is 2 slots, I think. Yeah, but you also want to break the pot to release your character. Yeah, I just, again, like as I was saying, I don't really usually do that, especially early levels. I just worry about immediately trying to deal as much damage as possible. I think these are actually pretty good abilities here. His abilities kind of suck. The Prevent Nighttime Ambush is pretty solid, though. Minus chance that you're surprised. Minus, it's all fine. It's okay. This is the Nighttime Ambush part that you really care about here. The Release the Hound is actually way really cooler than I thought that was. That's actually a solid ability on like a long mission. I never even realized I was here. Reject the Old Gods is a nice, like, you know, extra stress relief if we need it. Probably the Sharpened Spear is what I'll use for the fight here. I think this is how we do it. It's pretty good, right? Yeah. We've got good options for camped. Although Plan's Takedown is also really good. The downside about Plan's Takedown is you never want to do an ability like this that you put all your eggs in one basket, right? Because Plan Takedown is incredible on this character and can absolutely just destroy a boss by itself. The problem is it uses up 4 time because it's so good, and then if he's the one that gets pulled into the pot, and then you just wasted multiple of your like sleep actions or your camp actions on a character who is essentially a wasted slot. I'd much rather do something like this is how we do it. Have a little higher chance of a crit, incrementally make everybody slightly better, and then not rely on any one person. Kind of like spread our risk around a little bit here. And then from here, everybody can level up to level 3 on their missions. I think we're actually going to be really good if we just bring this. I think this comp is very well poised to beat these guys, or beat this guy, or girl, whatever. Let's go back and level them up real fast. I'm going to give her the focus ring and not get rid of rabies, because again, I think rabies is a buff on her. Nobody on my team... Well, she consumes more... Oh, we got more of a synergy than I realized. Because the Houndmaster can mark, and she can consume the mark. Oh, yeah, we've really got something going on here. And if I give them both mark, and both have the ability to... Yeah, if I give them Dog Whistle... and get rid of Cry Havoc. Everybody's pretty good on stress, right, in this comp? Yeah, nobody has any stress. Oh, yeah. We can essentially ignore the stress minigame for this mission. Have 2 people that have mark. Have 2 people that can consume the mark, so that no matter who she takes, the other person can consume it. Yeah, that's good. And then we can ignore the heal thing. I'll keep the stress one and get rid of the heal one. That's what I'll do. Because you can't bottle stress relief. You can't bring stress relief with you, but you can bring health. So I'll remove... I won't bring his Lick Wounds, which admittedly is not that great of an ability anyways. So we'll bring these, and I'll give him Dog Whistle. I'll give him these first 4 abilities here. So we'll mark an enemy. I don't know if she has any protection. I don't really care. It's the fact that we're marking her that matters. And then... Wrestled, we will bring... She's only level 1. We already knew that about her. I want to make sure she has Iron Swan. She does, and she has If It Bleeds. That's all that really matters. And then, actually, it's great that she has Adrenaline Rush, too, because if she comes out the pot and she's the one that's selected and she's on 0, she can actually do something that turn, even if she's thrown in the back slot, heal herself and not just get killed instantly by some random stray attack. Who else here? Ligonier we talked about. I think we're going to give her an increased damages on these. I might actually increase her heal, too, because, realistically, she's going to be our only healer. On this dude, I'm probably going to... Oh, yeah, he also consumes Mark. We got a Mark comp. I didn't even realize it. Wow. Okay. This just became a comp that I didn't even realize we were, like, setting up. Although I really would like to bring a stun thing. I don't know if I can stun her, but on the off chance I can, I'd like to bring this. I'm not going to worry about the caltrops, though. Extra damage taken. It's cute and all that, but she's already going to take an enormous amount of damage from us anyways. I'd rather, like, itemize a little bit of survivability. Who's the other person that's on the team? Oh, I guess I selected them already. Did I already level them all up and I just did it so fast I didn't realize it? I think I did. I looked at these 2 already, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I was just fast. Oh, right, because she couldn't level up. She's level 1. All right, now let's see armor-wise what we can do here. Good. For sure, level that up where we can. Extra damage is extra damage. Just kill her fast. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's get these guys leveled up and get out there. Is anybody else in need of stress relief? Looks like no, we're good. We should look though at the wagon, see what items are in here. This item's all right, plus 25% skill, stun skill chance on the Houndmaster, but the Houndmaster is really a back 2 slot guy. He can be put in slot 1 because I think he has like Blackjack. This is Blackjack melee ability, stun chance of 110% chance. He can be your frontliner if you're forced to, but he's not. That's not his main focus. When you do this, you're kind of in a weird spot because if he's in slot 1. He can't use Lick Wounds. He can use Guard Dog. He can't use Cry Havoc. He can use Dog Whistle. He can use Hound's Harry. But he has 4 abilities. You're locked in. You have to use those. Although, to be fair, Hound's Harry is a pretty good one, so... If you... Wow. Sneezing to death here. Good grief. I guess it's not as bad as I thought. He's not as bad as a frontliner as I was thinking. The rest of these are irrelevant here. Let's see what extra people we found. 2 Houndmasters, that's funny. Don't need those. Not impressed. Not impressed. None of these are anything worth talking about. That's okay. We already have a full roster. We do want to increase some of these other things here, but we're just not quite there. We want to get to tier 2 of this here soon. Armor smithing is our next thing we want to upgrade. And I think armor smithing requires... Oh, okay. Another thing that I need deeds for. That's alright. And then we'll just go with what we have here. Go take out this hag. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Musketeers are very good at front positions when heroes are in the boss fight. Yeah, I agree. The one upside though is that she's not entirely useless when she gets stuck in that position because I can have her still do sidearm. When she comes back out of the pot, she can just sidearm multiple times, and it doesn't matter if she's attacking the pot or attacking the girl. She'll still get the chance to attack and deal something, and that'll at least give her some kind of something. I do agree. The reason I was picking the Musketeers because she deals so much damage right now because of the rabies plus these other things. She might just be able to get a few early hits in there. You're totally right. There could be an argument for bringing like Estony or some other healer, but just the total raw stats of who we have on this team. She's level 2, level 2, level 2. We're going to do so much raw damage early, it might not even matter. But I do hear what you're saying. There's an argument to be made that I probably roll with somebody else in the back line because, you know, her being taken and then thrown back out could be bad because if she's thrown back out and she's put back in the first slot, and then he's moved back in the back slot, maybe this is another reason why it would have been nice to have the Jester because the Jester can get to the very back slot instantly. I guess I could run with somebody like Gilpin here. Because Gilpin has the ability to like shadow fade and move herself really quickly. Or I could just literally bring the other Jester. That might be a defensible argument. I mean, I could see that. Now that decreases our damage a little bit, but it does guarantee we have more mobility with Finale. I could see that argument. The downside is now we have one less person that can like, you know, add a mark to somebody, and we've kind of got a mark comp going here. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with what I have this time, even though she might get put in the back, but it is what it is. I think I'll be okay. All right. Could be caught off guard by her taking. I mean, as soon as the mission starts, if we start the mission and she immediately takes the Musketeer, that's going to suck. But it's not like we're screwed because we do have 3 people that just if she takes the Musketeer, the other 3 people are going to hit her for 8,000 damage. These other 3 people do enormous amounts of damage. And I think that the level 1 hag has like less than 100 health. She's just going to die in like 3 rounds, 2 rounds. Let's just take food here. We have no real healers. Since this is a medium mission, usually I take an extra 4 on top of the regular. So I usually take 8 for a short, 12 for a medium, 16 for a long, but then I add 4 if I have no healers. So that's what I'll do. And I usually take at least 3 shovels, but since this is the wield has more things that need shovels than anything, so I'll take a clean 4 here and be happy with that. I'll take an anti-venom and a bandage, especially consider... Oh, we already got to get a bandage. That's nice. I'll take one of both. For sure, take some keys here. Take a holy water just in case, so we can find something with it. Always take a few medicinal herbs, no matter what. It's always good to take. And then from there, we need to bring some torches, and I think we're good. I'm gonna check the chat here because I see somebody's talking. 1 second here. Trinkets, yeah. I usually try paranoid to check this eight or nine times before I get started, but I'm glad you said that because, God forbid, that would be a hell of a thing to happen right before I go. So, so what do I want to have on her trinkets here? Thank you for saying something. There is an off chance I would have gone in and I would have never been able to live that down again. All right, so she's normally in slot 4, but I can't guarantee she'll be in slot 4 as we were talking about earlier. So it might be a good idea. All right, let's just focus on what we're gonna for sure do. I mean, I know for sure we're gonna put at least a huge damage item on like one person, probably like him. Oh, I need to remove the trinkets from our last mission. Sort them. All right, so we have a few choices here. I'm certainly going to be putting an accuracy thing on her. We talked about that already because she's got rabies, so this is going to offset that and return her back to base 100%. But she's got a plus 15% crit, right? Because of the rabies. Or 50% crit. I mean 50% flat damage, which is nice for her. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket because if she gets taken, then I have no ability for her to get in the back, so she was going to be doing other things for a bit. So maybe I just give her something simple that it's good but not exciting, like an extra ranged accuracy thing, especially off the rabies thing, right? Because is this 105 accuracy? No, I leveled it up. So this is actually probably unnecessary because she's already got high base accuracy on that ability. Let's get rid of that. Maybe I'll just give her extra damage stone. Damage stone is not bad, especially on her. She does high base damages. And you might think, well, maybe that Dismas's head is better, but I was just thinking about whether or not I wanted to do that since she's going to get taken from us, maybe. But there is nobody on the team that deals as much damage as her, other than, I meant to say, like, raw damage right now, simply because of the rabies buff. Debuff, whatever you want to call it. But I do want to kind of like mix my damages around. So what I'll probably do here is maybe give her like an ancestor. Nah, I think this is fine. I'll give this guy an ancestor's candle and then give her like the berserker's charm, I guess. Maybe just give him some high damage stuff. Dismas's head is fine too. Yeah, so if you look at my comp, 3 of our people don't want to be moved around. Like, they really don't like it. But if they take the front 2 and then they get dumped out of the pot, they're going to be able to attack immediately, even though they're going to be on 0 health, because the 2 in the front both attack from the front. The only person that's in a kind of a bad spot for this mission is, to your point here, Pepe, I guess your name is yes, the musketeer. Oh, shoot. 3 and 4. Arbalest, Occultist, Bless. Oh, I don't know if... Strafen, I'm sorry, buddy, if I missed what you were saying over here at Twitch. I didn't see that chat. It didn't auto-scroll with your comments. The scroll bar kept it up, and I had not even seen you talk since. Yeah, I think that's what I'm probably going to do, is roll with these guys here, unless, I mean, somebody has an enormous objection, but I think this is probably a better choice overall, just because of the raw damage of level 2 that's maxed out on our abilities will do. We're kind of stretched on money right now, right? We only got 3,500. No worries. Yeah. All right, here. I think we're pretty good. Now I'm going to pick some random extra items. I talked about this before. I think I might actually take that scouting item. Why not? The survival guide thing. He's already got a high chance of removing traps, right? Yeah. Give him a higher chance of it. Trap, disarm chance, 110%. The upside is the extra scouting chance. You can make an argument for a number of things for this slot. Really, I mean... Although I am going to be using Hound's Harry on him, maybe he should actually have an item or a damage dealing thing. Can you sell any trinkets? I usually save it. I usually save at least 5,000 before missions. I mean, I can sell some trinkets. I have quite a few trinkets I'm not really using. But again, I've already got my provisions. Yeah, I try to keep around 10,000, but we just recently bought a few really good items. I tend to overcarry though with 12 torches even for shorter missions. Oh yeah. I tried not to because generally speaking, I just kind of pay attention really close to like what I throw away every mission. And one of the things I noticed that I throw away every mission is like anti-venom and like, you know, bandages. I'll usually throw away. I'll usually end the mission with like 1 or 2 extra torches. So I try usually again to like not extra carry, because if I do that, it is safer, but then you like long term don't get ahead as fast, and that can matter because as the weeks go on, there's a number of things that can happen. Not everything is like on a set timer. There are things in the game that'll trigger on a timer. Very rarely, a few events that happen during certain weeks and stuff. So I'm trying to, not a lot of those, but What am I thinking for this? I gotta pick a last few items. I gotta stop talking for a second here. I guess Archer's Ring's fine. Extra range skill, range accuracy. Surgical gloves would be hilarious. Let's put surgical gloves on him. Extra crit, extra melee. Move resistance, obviously awful, but I don't really care too much. All of our guys are already bad on movement. Can't get much worse. Archer's Ring, that's the one thing we're going to have to deal with this entire mission. It just is what it is. I don't really have a good option for this guy. Maybe I just decrease his stress. Could also just go with the Sun Ring. The Sun Ring's generically powerful. Oh yeah, the Sun Ring's the obvious pick. What am I talking about? Plus 10% damage when the sun is above 75? Yeah, let's go with that. That's actually better than this item too. The damage stone. Yeah, for sure. Alright. Sniper, yeah, I was thinking about the Sniper Ring too. That was what I was saying earlier, because I knew, you made that comment about this character getting moved. There is no way, right, that this character is not going to end up getting taken just because that's how the game works, like luck like that, you know, it'll probably be what happens. But I know that even if she gets taken, I'm not going to be super bummed out because the other characters can do a lot of damage. If this guy gets pushed back a slot, he'll still be able to use Hound's Rush, even if he gets pushed back in slot 4. This guy can still reach with Collect Bounty in slot 3. She can still reach, well, round 1 she can reach with Iron Swan, but even if you put her in slot 3, she can still reach. All these characters will be fine everywhere, except her if she gets put in slot 1. But if she gets put in the pot, I'm not saving her. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just not going to save her. I'm just going to let her sit in it and kill and just absolutely whoop up on that hag with everybody else, because everybody else is just going to do enormous amounts of damage to her. She's going to die in like 3 turns. Even if we miss a few. She's just going to, I think she has really low base health for around, like the first time you fight her. I think we're diversified enough. I don't think there's really any chance we lose this in any real way. I think this is going to be, you know, I hate to say this kind of stuff. I don't want to jinx myself, but I actually think this is going to be a pretty easy fight. I'll take a few more food, though. She's level... Oh, I never selected the mark. Make sure I select the abilities we want to bring. I never leveled this sidearm up, but whatever. I'm not going to go back off of one thing. Let's just go. Let's do it.
I had collected many rare and elusive volumes on ancient herbal properties, and was set to enjoy several weeks immersed in comfortable study. My work was interrupted, however, by a singularly striking young woman who insisted on repeated calls to the house.
Yeah, I was listening to what the narrator was saying, but I just read what you said in the chat, Cole, here. What's the worst you can have, and we get wiped? Yeah.
There is method in the wild corruption here.
All right, so...
There's a form both wretched and malevolent.
We have a few choices here. We could either immediately go for the boss, which I'm guessing is probably in the far right corner, top right corner, because it's the furthest distance from us. But honestly, because of how weird this mission is set up, I'm probably going to go straight for her immediately. And then go do whatever else afterwards, see if I have space and time. I think this is the... Oh, it's the anti-venom, okay. A lot of times I'll go do all the things before I beat the boss, but in this particular case, because the mission is so all over the place, hallway-wise...
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Let's just go kill her immediately if we can, and then after that we'll play around with the rest of the mission. It's a little anticlimactic to go like run around a mission afterwards, but these guys are so funny. They're strongest when there's only one of them, which is weird. You might think, like, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is when there's 3 of them, cytokinesis is less terrifying because they can only spawn one. But when there's one of them, one can spawn another, and the other one can spawn one more, and that one can spawn one more. It's actually kind of backwards from how normal enemies work.
Executed with impunity.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Look at the damage these guys do. It's insane. Like, what?
Back to the pit.
Okay, that one I got lucky on, because that ability is supposed to randomly target an enemy. The fact that she hit the target I aimed at is just stupid. But you see what I'm talking about? 17, 23,
so
whatever.
Like, in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
These guys do just an absurd amount of damage right now. All right, this is the cloth, right? I thought it was? Am I crazy? Maybe that's just from memory. We haven't used anything on this, it looks like. I swear it's the bandage. My memory from a previous playthrough, apparently.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I like that the devs made maps intuitive. They don't try to trick you. They put the boss as far away as possible, which makes choosing a direction easier. Yeah, I think that it's cool sometimes when when the game does do that kind of stuff a little bit, kind of subverts your expectations a bit. But I don't think this game needs to rely on that as a core part of the game. It's more just like a thing. Occasionally you'll get caught off guard already. There are other mechanics in this game that catch you off guard. The one legitimate criticism of this game that is totally reasonable is RNG stacking. The way this game works with crit and things like that is leaves a little bit to be desired and a little bit of feels bad, right? Sometimes there are situations where you'll roll and you'll miss your opponent, and then nothing else gets checked. You just miss. Your opponent will roll, and they'll roll good and hit for a high base damage, and then they'll roll and they'll crit on that high base damage, and then they'll get a good roll on the bleed stack, which is, to be fair, just it either tricks or ticks or does not. And like sometimes like bad things can crit on top of bad things, and it can like critically like hit or fail or however, whichever side of the thing you're on. But you can get like a high base damage that hits you, and then it can crit for the high, and it's just like, oh my god. I regret leaving. Good war. See you soon, friends. Good war. Thanks, I appreciate it, buddy. That's cool. Yeah, if you enjoy the streaming or something like that, like Pepe, man, like just I'm trying to stream more often, man. You can always subscribe. Like I've told these other people on Twitch, my two channels. One is the one you see here by name, the Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs, and then I have a channel with like more edited content that's just called the Blue Titan Space Gaming. If you want to check that out. But I appreciate you being here and commenting, and I'm not gonna joke. Your comments about the sniper ring and all that stuff did make me almost make a change in my team comp. So I absolutely appreciate the comments. So thank you for those comments. It did make me think and prepare for the fight coming up here. So yeah, goodbye then. All right, looking here, I've got the shovel here.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't have as much of a negative opinion of that as I did before. I used to get irritated whenever I'd run into those random traps. It felt kind of cheesy, but now I don't feel that way anymore. Now that I understand how the traps are found, it's like, oh, if you just, scout, you'll be fine. I'm lighting the torches right now and being a little aggressive with using them because I'd rather not take any additional damage right before we go fight a boss. All right, this is an altar that I think increases damage. No, the holy... That's not what this means. This either gets rid of a quirk or gives us a quirk, I think. And honestly, I'm gonna give it to her. I think it gives you a quirk. Yep, plus 20% healing received. Oh, that's interesting. Not good, but I mean, we'll take it. It's better than not. Better than not having it. It's not like it's locking anything else out or replacing another quirk. Okay, sure. We just used our other bandage. So that's kind of hilarious. All right, you can go beat this boss real quick. If I say that, fingers crossed. All right, so I could sleep now if I wanted to get those extra damage, but I actually don't even think we're in a need to do it. We're just gonna go kill her, and then we'll sleep afterwards. That way we can kind of do the rest of the mission. I'll come back through here and pick up this bag afterwards. I'm not really worried about that. Let's just go kill her. A hunger check. Okay. All right. So turn on the torches as much as possible. Get in there. All right, let's go. It's a lot more.
Twisted and maniacal.
So she gets
Slathering
meat
testament
tenderizer,
to the
huh?
powers of corruption.
That's a lot of damage. My God. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark her because I think mark will deal more damage to her than even throwing the caltrops will, because we have two people on our team here that are gonna consume the mark instantly. Marker. She's got 66 health. She's gonna die. She's gonna die from a cool breeze. Watch this. Like what? This girl is literally just gonna die instantly. Look at this damage. Look at the damage. This is a joke. I'm gonna eat the dog treat and just hit her for like 20. She's already dead. She hasn't even been able to take anybody. I'm just gonna kill her with the flashbang, just instantly. This is stun her. Watch, I'm gonna stun her. Oh, I didn't stun her. Okay. Dude, I'm gonna kill her before she even gets a chance to play the game.
Leave her corpse to rot, consumed by the spores she spawned.
Yeah. Sometimes the answer is just kill her. Okay. Get rid of the bandage. We don't care about this anymore. This is the item we were talking about earlier, the protective collar. We don't care about the disease charm. It is worth a little bit of money. Maybe I take it. Eat some food here, I guess. Be on the lookout to use... No, we're staying here. We're gonna eat up the rest of the resources that are here. See, that's wild. We just absolutely... Oh, look, another enemy showed up. We just absolutely wiped the floor with her. That was just disgusting. Sure. Do I even take this? I guess I can. Just drop the dog treat. We already used the dog treat for like its real purpose here. I mean, it's gonna cost us a little damage here, but I don't care that much. Okay, dudes. All right. Yeah, he has a really high dodge. That's why I was trying to kill him immediately. Oh yeah, but he's really good against these guys. Hound's Harry's insane against these guys. Hound's Harry rips these guys a new one. Sure. Yeah, that's a close fight, right? That's wild. All right, let's just kill the guy in the middle. This is the guy that's gonna run away. He's annoying.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Do you realize? It's so crazy. We just absolutely. It's just I can't get over how fast we killed her. Like I said, I was like, she has really low health. We're probably just gonna kill her really quick. She had 66 base health. That was insane. All right. So this guy's gonna die in his turn. So we've got one down. Oh, that's a lot of damage. And blighted me too. Well, luckily we brought a heal. Just killing him. Oh, 10 to the just randomly to this guy? He's just gonna die.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Love that. Okay. I'm just gonna heal. I mean, that guy's gonna die anyway, why not?
A death by inches.
Alright, oh my god, a lot of just random crap. Do I want the deeds here? I do want deeds, and I'd definitely rather have them in this citrine for sure. Would I rather take the blood now or the Baron's invitations? Do I need the Baron's invitations? I don't think we do. We've already got Baron's invitations. Got like 3 or 4 of them. We haven't really needed to go back there for a little while. It's not bad to hoard them. The blood, talked about that a little bit. I don't really usually pick up blood unless I just have extra space, and we've got a bunch of random items. We're going to be walking around picking up other stuff. We could easily just drop these and not feel bad. I don't really feel bad if I don't have the blood or I don't have the Baron's invitations. I'm going to keep the disease charm for money. The gold's going to stack. The onyx we've already got 3, so this is already a gold stack in value and has the potential to have a higher value. The jade is 3 of these are stacked already, and that's 10 or 1,000 gold. This over here is 750. 1 more of these, and it makes up another gold stack. Everything's high potential. I'm pretty happy with what we've got here item-wise. And again, we're picking up 2 journal pages. Eventually, if we keep picking these up, we'll never see them again. Once you've collected all the journal pages, they disappear from the game. So that's one less item to think about. So I'm just going to leave with that and not worry about the blood and all that stuff. We don't really need all that right now. I mean, sure, long-term having extra blood is fine and stuff, but we haven't really had any need for it yet. I don't know if anybody's still in the chat after that. I feel like that was wildly anticlimactic. Do you guys see that Weisentag fight? That was insane, right? Am I crazy? Just wiped the floor with her like she was nothing. I must be doing something wrong because my torches didn't refill after camping, like you said. Wait, I was pretty sure that's how it worked. I'll have to. Did you get ambushed? If you got ambushed, then it doesn't. That's one of the downsides, right? If you get ambushed, then they'll be dark right after the fight. I guess I should have said that. I'm sorry. That was a nice find. 4 crests and 4, oh yeah, that's good.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption. Malformed with misintent.
We'll try it once and I'll see if I'm crazy. I might be wrong. I was pretty sure that your torches reset after you camped, so I'm almost certain of it. Been wrong before, though. Oh, these little dudes. These are nothing. Do you have to completely use them up before camping? What are you talking about? You talking about the torches? An empty slot for what? I'm not sure what you mean.
Another one falls.
Do you mean do you have to use up all your torches before you can get the...
to perform beyond one's limits.
Before you get the extra, like, free torches from camping. No,
Another abomination.
not to my memory. That would seem like a weird little mini game. A little, I don't think so. Let me check real fast. Camping resets your torchlight to 100. Yep. Once you resume exploration after a camp, the torch level will be reset to 100 regardless of whether you've been ambushed or not. Oh yeah, no, that's totally wrong. You are wrong on that, because I know that if you beat your enemies whenever you get ambushed, immediately after that, the darkness of the room suddenly gets really bright. I know there's, yeah, for sure. And do you need an empty slot for them to refill, or do they just show up as a reward after the fight? Yeah, no, you don't get items. You don't get any torches. After you camp, your torchlight, if it's at 0, will go to 100. If it's at 100, it'll stay at 100. You don't get any torches. It doesn't give you the item. It just refills your torch meter. Yeah, it refills your torch meter at the top. It doesn't give you torches. I understand the semantical difference here, what's going on here, the confusion. Yeah, no, it just refills your functional torch bar.
Destroy.
Which I guess is, strictly speaking, is actually worse than giving you the torches, because you don't have the choice, but it's mostly the same. What did we use on this before? I think, it was the vial. We've already done that once. Oh, sometimes a tree is just a tree. Okay, that's fine. Alright, I'm just gonna go through it and do these extra missions. There's no reason not to go beat the guys up and get the extra money. Sure, some humans, huh? Alright, kill the stressor one. I use anti-venom in the tree. Yeah, I don't have any anti-venom left, though.
Eradicated.
We used the anti-venom earlier on a different tree, actually, so. Look at the damage we deal. It's just stupid. I'm actually just gonna heal.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Well, if it's actually called venomous sap, then it'd be an obvious dead giveaway that that's what should interact with it. I should have paid more attention. I thought it was like, I don't know. But it does make sense. It's actually funny though, you know, venomous sap doesn't make any sense. Poisonous sap would make sense, but venomous doesn't make any sense. Venom is like from being bit or being stung.
Their formation
Sound one of those like people that super into biology, just like actually, but that is the case. Another blood vial, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Portrait. Again, I don't care about that so much. I do want portraits. I will want them more as we go. But I'm trying to. I want to get the journal pages while we can.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
While we're in the early game, anyway. I'm probably gonna camp after this fight. So I'm not gonna use the food. Just get in there and fight. Oh, just a bunch of spiders. Sure.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Let's just pounce Harry. Actually, let's just kill one at a time. Every one of these will guarantee kill one of them if I just hit them all one at a time. Now, oh, he even cleared its body. So that means that, oh yeah, that's okay. And she, oh yeah. Actually, let's heal. We could just kill him immediately, but why not heal? We got a whole another round of attacks. Oh, you dirty. Oh, you dodged again. It is poisonous and causes blight. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All right. Let's just mark him. I'm gonna cheese a little bit here and try to sneak away some extra heals if I can. Yeah. An extra 8 heal, we'll take it. And you can finish him off. Why not? Actually, I might even howl. Really set ourselves up for success here. Yeah, we got to finish him. Don't play with him. Blah blah blah. You got it. Just instant pop this head. All right, now I'm gonna take the deeds and stuff, I think.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, so here I'm in a weird spot because the shovel's gonna be gone in a second. Actually, no, I can just use my firewood. Take the deeds.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
And I will leave this one portrait. Actually, no, I won't. I'll drop the medicinal herbs. And then after that, really doesn't matter. No matter what we do, we're going to be okay here because everybody's doing really well here. I guess I can take some time to just give people random buffs. No nighttime ambush. Give everybody, all companions get extra +2 speed. This is just a very, very successful mission. We've had zero, like, we're covering every base. Nobody has any chance of dying.
As the light gains purchase,
Looking good.
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Kill it. It's just so funny how fast we wiped that chick. I cannot believe. All right. Let's get into next hallway here. This is where we use the shovel immediately. Now we have an extra slot. Survival guy. That's interesting. Part of the game I've never really played with too much.
Glittering gold,
All right.
trinkets and baubles,
That feels good.
paid for in blood.
Okay, I'm actually gonna walk out here and fight these guys just to do it. Just to
A handsome reward for a task
Sure.
well performed.
get the extra money, get the extra, like, you know, gear and stuff and all that. Why not? All right.
Decimated.
Roll damage is just crazy. Okay, well, no bleed probably. Oh, and I even bled him? Oh my gosh. Well, this sucks because I have no guarantee I'm gonna hit him. I missed. I was gonna say I have no guarantee I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna hit
Blood
him.
quickens.
Slime, sure. There was no way for me to hit him, guaranteed, because my normal attack, this one, armed shot, or aimed shot, I mean, does not hit the front line. It's just one downside. I guess I'll just howl. Yeah, that was a good choice. Worked out nice. The raw damage those two are dealing. These two up front. Okay, 100 gold's kind
This
of bad, but
expedition at least
We're gonna walk
promises
backwards here.
success.
sure. Got a box of stuff here. It's empty. Makes me sad. Not touching those. I'm good. Not touching them. Oh, a trap. Okay.
Watch your step.
You watch your step. Finish this place off. Oh, no more shovels, though. Okay. Oh, people. Here come the people. We get to go first, though, so that's good. All right, let's just Iron Swan the bad guy.
Destroyed.
He's out of here. Oh, extra damage against humans is always nice. I said you could only hit the front, or the second slot or beyond, but it doesn't matter when the guy's this big. I thought you were a tank. What happened, man? What happened to your whole health bar? Yep. Point blank shot hurts. She'll just heal though. I don't care. Alright. Let's just I guess stun this guy while he I guess that was unnecessary. I could have just killed him. My thinking was to slow down the fight in order to get an extra heal off or whatever, but I'm getting a little cute. There's no real reason to do this. These guys are just gonna die anyways. I just instant kill them. Let her go next here, sure. Yeah, let's just finish him.
Their cursed champion falls.
Yeah?
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Pretty quiet here into this mission, but that's okay. That's what killing, same fight again. That's what killing the boss immediately does for you, though. You total
In
conviction. You can do whatever you
may
want.
we find victory.
12 solid damage, just raw, huge amounts of damage. We'll take it. Iron Swan, the bad guy again. Run the greatest hits here.
Obliterated.
All right, kill this guy. I guess maybe this time. Last time I attacked the other guy. It's probably a better guy idea just to kill this guy. Yeah. Nice dodge. Rushed shot lowers his own speed for the next round. That's interesting.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Another blood vial. We're not taking it. Not over more crests. More treasures. Nice.
Packs laden with
Not exciting,
loot
but we'll take it.
are often low on supplies.
I'm gonna drop the medicinal herbs because whatever we find in the next haul is probably not gonna need medicinal herbs. No more, no less than the key. The next room might actually be useful for keys. I don't know. Hunger check. Okay. Yep, and there's our key use right there. You get to use a key. That's funny. Oh, another blood vial because why not? They're everywhere, I guess. I should take this witch's vial though. It's worth more than the key and the blood. I probably take the blood though over the one stack of money. Although I could also switch it for the keys. The reality is the next room could still have a chest in it. On the off chance it has that, I'd rather take that over the money. Who knows? Oh, another chest. Got lucky. Better lucky than good, as they say. All right, take out that backliner. Get him out of here. Did he survive? Wow, wow, wow.
Annihilated.
All right, let's just make sure we kill that guy in the back. Do a little bit of damage. The other guys, take this guy out, maybe. Cool. Not a perfect wipe, but that's fine. We do so much damage. It's insane. It's insane. Let's get rid of that bleed. Doesn't really matter this round. It's over after this round anyways. I guess if that's the argument, I should probably just use Howl, take off as much stress as I can from people randomly. We are done with this mission for sure. Another blood.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
So I probably need to get rid of this emerald and take this money because they're worth the same amount, and that the odds of us finding money in the chest is higher than finding another emerald. And I know I'm going to open it and find 2 emeralds, but it's still a better odds, I believe. Okay. And then I guess here, the deeds are certainly what we're taking. What are we taking it over, though? Oh, yeah, the key. Easy. Easy, right? Yeah. Okay, that turned out just fine. Let's go. Very good mission outcome here. I can't click the button. Let me click it. Okay. Yeah, that went very well. We walked out of there with so many deeds. We are very happy about the outcome of that. Look at that. 16 deeds plus an extra. We just got 22 deeds. That's great. That's enough to increase the size of our roster or upgrade our armor smith. We're all for that. What do we get here? Warden's Phobe. Okay, Warden's Phobe. That sucks. Especially if we're taking her to the Warrens next. I'm not sure. Ruins Adventurer. This is so random. She became a Phobe of the Warrens, and she became a Ruins Adventurer. And she made all those decisions while she was in the Weald. What a weird role. Missed the spot. Bad. We want to get rid of that. Skilled Gambler. It's mediocre. Not really exciting. Just whatever. Stress faster. 100% stress for food consumed with the stress is above 50. I would use this. I would. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking this is 100% food consumed, not 100% less food consumed. I was thinking this is a negative quirk, not a positive one. This is terrible. As a bad one, I would be 100% lock it if it made us eat more, but making us eat less is not very exciting.
The plume and the pistol. A fitting end to my folly.
All right, what do I got over
And
here?
a curse upon us all.
Eldritch Slayer's good. We've already got one of those guys with Eldritch Slayer, though. On guard is interesting. +4 speed and +5 dodge in the first round. It's really okay. It's not exciting. Only prey in town. Stress. It's fine. It's Photomania. Okay. Yips is terrible. Evasive. Actually, this is actually a pretty solid. I mean, evasive is fine. Evasive is a nice little extra thing, but I'm never going to lock this. I think dodge is not even close to crit equal for other things. Like, +5 accuracy, I'd take all day. +5 dodge, I won't take. Because a lot of times, like, abilities will have, like, 110% chance to hit, and you got 10 dodge. It's like 110% chance to hit, -10 dodge. Now you've got 100% chance to hit. -5%, of course, because you can never go above 95% chance to hit enemies or you. But I don't think dodge is that good. I think dodge is good if you build a comp around it and everybody's spamming things. But like people walking around with 0-based dodge, you get up to like 25. I don't even think you got to get above like 25 dodge before it even remotely feels like it's doing anything. Obviously, with like somebody like the Antiquarian on your team, you can really start to build a hilarious comp of guys. Like you get this guy in there, you start doing things like guard dogging and stuff. Suddenly, you just can never be hit. That's hilarious. You can do some funny things with it, but It's a whole comp more than it is like just this thing that you kind of throw on. An extra 5 dodge on this character is nothing to get excited about. It really doesn't even matter most of the time, in my opinion. All right, we walked out of there with, what did we get? I know we did walk out with a Berserker's head, but in this last mission, what did we get from that one? We were in there for a reason. I can't remember what we went after. It was the... Where's it at? I know what it is. I'm just trying to remember where it's at. There it is. The Mercurial Salve. Plus 25% damage to Bloodsuckers. Not trivial. That will matter a lot when we start going to doing those missions. Now, we look and see... I guess we'll check and see what items are here. Suffering's Collar is an interesting item. I actually really think this item is solid. Plus 20% bleed resist, plus 20% blight resist. Both of those are good on a tank. Especially on a character who is going to be living on the razor's edge on death's door perpetually, so I think this is great. Plus 10% max health is also better on the Flagellant than you would think, because once he gets below 40% health, he gets a 25% attack speed, or attack damage steroid, or something like that, for the next, like, 3 rounds. So the second he goes below 40% health, he gets extra damage for a few rounds. Just outright. It's just built into his kit. Written nowhere, just an internal thing that he has built into his kit. But then in addition to that, if he's at Death's Door, then, you know, there's items like the Martyr Seal we were just looking at a little bit ago that we unlocked that make him even more potent. And remember, the Flagellant has the highest base resist on Death's Door of any character in the game. Everybody in the game has a 67% chance to survive when hit on Death's Door. But the Flagellant has a 73% chance. I remember that from years ago. The only reason I remember it from years ago, and you might be like, how do you remember that? But I remember it because 67% is 2/3. It's a very simple number to remember. I had to look at the Flagellant one, though, because I knew it was higher. I couldn't remember how much higher. But I'm pretty sure there's a flat cap on how much Death Door resist you can get, because it would not make sense to allow the characters to have 100%, because then you could quite literally run around with the character on 100% Death's Door resist, and they would never die, and it would trivialize every fight in the game. And you would just guarantee win no matter what every mission, because even if your opponent had 100% dodge, you always have a 5% chance of hit no matter what, because people cap out on chance of dodging at 95%. So you would win every fight eventually, no matter what. So Death's Door has to have a hard cap at some point, and I would assume it's probably in the low 90s, though I don't know that. Maybe it's in the mid 8. I mean, heck, it might even be higher, lower than that. It could be like in like the 80s. So, in my opinion, I think Eternity's Collar, or Suffering's Collar, Eternity's Collar is another item of his. I think this is a pretty solid item. Is it incredible? I mean, not incredible, but it's solid. It'd certainly be a good, just generic item to run on him. Is it better than some of the other items we already have for him? Maybe not. Honestly, as a character, if I was going to pick my go-to item on the Flagellant, I think the best item to put on him that we have, and maybe one of the best items, period, to put on him, is Dismiss's Head. Because 25% damage is great in general, right? Less max health does suck a little, but the plus 20% stress is not a debuff on this character. Remember, the whole thing about this character is the Flagellant likes to be at 100% stress, because when he gets to 100 stress, he becomes rapturous and starts hitting even harder. And then he can do things like, you know, get on Death's Door, sit there with the Eternity's Collar, and just sit there and just constantly be on the edge of death, and just start, I mean, absolutely eviscerating the opponent, because they can't finish him, and he becomes the raid boss, and he's on your own team. I like the item. I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I do like Solar Crown, though. I actually think that item is pretty serviceable. I'm not gonna spend 7,500 gold on it, though. That's not happening. What do we have that we need to think about here? I think I already looked at the characters, and I wasn't impressed by any of them. I do like Eldritch Slayer. I think it's one of the best abilities in the game. Extra accuracy is fine versus Eldritch. It's fine. I don't like any of those abilities. On guard's okay. Definitely not on this character. I think Photomania is the best option we have here. And we did just... Do we have anything else that I said Evasive I liked. It was okay. The Ips is terrible. I have to get rid of that immediately. Fear of Unholy's bad, too. Is there anybody else... Well, we do have one Highwayman. I know that. Did he die? Did we get rid of him? What happened? Oh, there he is. Quick reflexes. Light sensitive, it sucks. But he's pretty solid. I think we can actually increase the size of our roster now, and if that's the case, I won't even have to make a choice. Yeah. Just buy him. Take him now. I'm not going to buy anybody else. Well, I guess I could take this guy. He's the Eldritch Slayer.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
I don't care about the rest of these guys. You might think, well, just take him. Why not? I mean, you have the space. No. Then I have to later on go back through them and remember, oh yeah, this guy sucked. I want to get rid of him. And I have 23 people. I'm fine. I don't need more people. What I do want to do is at the blacksmith. I need to get a little bit more. I just spent a lot to get to this, but I want to get the other armor smithing up so we can really start leaning into dealing more damage across the board. Now this round, if the items worked out, let's go see if the old swine prince actually has an item worth going after finally. Cleansing crystal. I'm not very excited. 40% blight resist, 40% bleed resist, plus 40% debuff resist, 15% blight skill chance, minus 15% bleed skill chance. It's okay. Like, who would I want this on? Trying to think. The only character I can think of that this might be okay on might be like the Man-at-Arms, because the Man-at-Arms doesn't want to be blighted and doesn't want to be bled. You might be like, well, nobody wants that. Yeah, but I'm saying tanks are the characters who you want to watch out for getting bled and blighted on the most, because they're the ones who have the highest usual base protection. Usually they have huge amounts of health, and the thing that eats tanks, the things that eats large amounts of health bar is damage over time, not one-time hits. So he could use those two stats, and then the debuff part, you're like, oh, was that good? It's like, well, kind of, I guess. No, never mind. I was thinking debuff resist also governed over stun resist, and it doesn't. The reason I was thinking about it was because stun resist on the Man-at-Arms would be good due to the fact that he has repost, and repost is obviously really bad when you get stunned, because then you can't defend yourself when you get hit, when you normally be able to hit him back for hitting you. I don't know about the cleansing crystal, guys. I don't like that item. And I'm certainly not going to go and beat... Who is this? Who's this new boss that just popped up? The Brigand 8-pounder? I think the Brigand 8-pounder is a cannon. It doesn't sound anything like it. A Brigand 8-pounder. I was like, what does that mean? I think 8-pounder, I think that's referring to the size of the bowling ball, or the ball that it shoots, like an 8-pound ball. I think that's right. I'm pretty sure it's a cannon. But we already have the Sacred Scroll, so we're not going to go do that mission. I'm not going to waste my time going after a legendary that I already have. So, and I'm not excited by the Cleansing Crystal. What is this? Sanguine Snuff, plus 8% crit if you have the Crimson Curse Bloodlust. Plus 15%, or plus 15 dodge if you have the Crimson Curse Bloodlust. So if your character is thirsty, has Bloodlust, like, he's wasting. But if he has Bloodlust, I think Bloodlust is what happens when you do drink blood, right? Like, you become sated, and then you're, like, no longer craving. I'd have to look into that. That's not a bad item. It's just extremely, what's the word? Well, niche. But I don't even know if, like, the window where you're bloodthirsty is worth doing this for. Because the window where you're bloodthirsty is small, and then you have to immediately give them some blood in order to make up for it. Weird. Okay, I get it, guys. I get it. Is there anything else I'd rather do? Oh, what is this? The Fleet Florin. Plus 4 speed, plus 20% debuff skill chance. That's not terrible. That's an antiquarian item, right? I'd have to look at... I don't have an antiquarian anymore. We've lost ours, so we don't have one anymore. I can't go look at our abilities to remember. I do want to go do this mission at some point, but again, I want to get a critical mass of at least, like, 3 guys that are level 4 before we go do this Miller fight. So Miller, again, it's a veteran mission, and it's a medium link. Like, he's going to be harder. So I think for this time around, we're probably just going to go just do a random mission. Plus 15% scouting chance. I need to start reevaluating items that do that. Okay. I might go do this. Play around with scouting. We haven't done a lot of scouting. Let's go do this. It seems different. Something different. Do we have a Plague Doctor anymore? We might not have anymore because I got rid of Adony. Our first, yeah, we don't even have one anymore. I think there's a Plague Doctor in this, though. There's not. We need a Plague Doctor. We saw one last week, but I didn't pick it up because the abilities were terrible. We also didn't have the space, to be fair. That's okay, we don't need one. This might be a good time to bring... Well, we can't do that. It's a level 3 mission. Crap. We already have a Witch's Vial. We don't want that. Yuck. I'm not really excited by any of these missions, I'm going to be honest with you, in terms of what the reward is. I think I'm going to go do this mission and just bring some higher tier guys and just use this as an opportunity to level some guys. Maybe I'll just bring our two Crusaders. That's hilarious. They couldn't be further, you know, and more different from each other. That's hilarious. Bayon can come. He's only level 2, but we've got 2 level 3s that can kind of make up for that difference. We need another level 3. Carnet's probably not where it's at, though. This mission's going to be harder than what we've been dealing with because all of our guys are getting, like, man, this is tough. This is why it's a good idea to have a bigger crew of people, because then we can kind of like, because as our guys all grow, suddenly the overall level of every mission is going up, and it's like, ugh, what do I go do? Plus 15 dodge if the torch is above 75, and minus 20% dodge resist. I mean, I guess I could go do this mission and not feel that bad about it. Let's go do that. Extra dodge I was talking about. This is a good one for like the Antiquarian. You get another one of her. Plus extra deeds is exactly what we were looking for. Did we want to get to 20, I think it was? Is it 20 exactly that we need? Maybe that is like literally the mission we want to go do. Yeah, let's go do that. Okay. Keeps our guys lower too. When I say keeps our guys lower, it keeps our lower guys involved in the decision-making process for what mission we're doing. I think I'm gonna try to bring some like a few level 0s and kind of level some people up here because we have some pretty low guys now that need some love to get back up there with us. One of these guys, yeah, I'm leaving rabies on her. I said that before. It feels so strange doing that. We got a lot of dudes here. I'm gonna change the way one of these guys looks because they all look identical. Well, 2 of them look identical. I mean, there we go. Now they can differentiate them a little better. Bondeville. Where's this at? Crap. Alright. I think I'm gonna take Botan, maybe? I do want to get rid of the Yips. I would be so... Oh, I can't bring him because he's got Fear of the Unholy. Oh, never mind. That's not the location we're going to. It doesn't even matter. Let's just bring Talvase. A level 0 there. I'll make up for that by bringing somebody that's not level 0. It's a little stronger. Maybe like a... Glanville would be fine, I guess, maybe. Witness. This character just keeps getting all the bad abilities. Necromania is awful. Wield Explorer? We're not going to Wield. Warren's Phobe? Ugh. It's not lining up well for us here. Warren's Adventurer. Less stress while there. That's funny. We can bring Estony. That's fine. And then bring, like, 2 people that are actually higher strength than this, because I want to bring too many people that are low level. This is a medium mission length? Okay. We should probably at least bring 1 or 2 people with us that are a little stronger to kind of make up that difference. Not bringing Bondeville, though. I need him for the next fight. I want to bring him against the Swine Prince. I think you just bring anybody and not really worry about it. I mean, this is a medium though. A medium mission though. You got any level 1s? Brond here. It's fine. Montaigu, sure. Give these other people a chance to level up a little bit here. That'd be fine. She doesn't do a lot of damage here because this is a bleed-based location, but this will probably be fine. Oh yeah, and we could have him be closer up front than normal because then he can actually use his melee abilities because he's mostly set up to be melee and for up at the front. That's actually hilarious. This will be an opportunity to see how he works with melee-related things. Huh. We'll pick some items to put on people. Cole, you still in the chat? I can't actually even see how many people are still here. It doesn't even tell me. Or I thought it did, but it doesn't seem to. I don't know how to check that. I don't see it anywhere. There's no obvious indicator to me. I don't know. No, the number of people that are watching the Twitch stream has dropped back to 0 from before. We had like 3 or 4 people here before, and now it's 0. I might take a break then. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. I've got my team for the next mission. I think I'm gonna pick my stuff and come back here in a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop here for a bit, come back. This is also going to be a video that's in between my other videos, so I'm not really gonna worry too much about a singular outro. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna stop and grab some food, take a mental break. So that's gonna be it for this episode, and then I'm immediately gonna play again in probably about an hour or so. So see you soon. All right. Stop the video.